And hello, everyone. And welcome to this late night special edition session of RNG vs. the Dark Veil.
It's now a special. That's anytime we're late, we're just gonna call it a special.
This was completely on purpose.
It's a feature,
It's
not
a feature, not a bug.
All our quips are punchier, and we're a little bit more edgy.
There you go.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oopsies.
Du Bois had some troubles, so we started a little late.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're safe and sound at home now.
and not dead.
And not dead.
Not dead.
Dem boys.
Them
Not
boys.
dead.
That's a joke that only Tyler and I know.
Yep.
That maybe some people who worked for Spring Mobile in the past would know, but
It's so obscure.
it's so obscure.
Anyway,
Anyways, our sponsor for tonight is
Bigfoot Kayak Rental in Monona, Iowa. Go and explore the Yellow River in the scenic driftless region of the United States.
Check for
it's-
holes.
Yeah.
Well, that was a fluke. That was a rare thing, and he actually offered to refund Max money. So he's good. He's legit.
Oh, that was nice of him.
That was nice.
I refused it,
Yeah.
most because it's like I like supporting businesses. So
yeah. There you
He's
go.
also family for me, so I'm a little biased. But yeah, if you're in the Midwest and you want to drive a little bit to a place that you can kayak, wait until the drought's over, and then
or if you're from across the country, make the drive anyways. Just do
yeah.
it. Just do it.
Honestly, like Northeast Iowa and like Illinois and Wisconsin, that region is so nice. It's good country. I like it a lot. Anyway, back to you.
Thank you for the. Sorry, just like just the throw to Brandon, just like it felt very like news anchor.
Now I have to wait 10 seconds with silence, and then it like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
The delay.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Thank you, Tyler, for bringing us a sponsor.
Yeah. While I'm doing the recap, Tyler, send me the image that you'd like your little pog chip to represent on the map.
Oh, I'll make one quick.
Okay.
Um,
When we last left off, our adventurers, having traveled to the south of the Lake of Timbers to address a problem that had been plaguing the landscape around the forest, did battle with a malefic tree blight and conquered it as it was slain. As at the beginning of that fight, Eric had been swallowed whole, but thankfully with his magics, he dimension doored out of the stomach and peaced out for the time being. Upon slaying the creature, you found within its hollow, blackened stump this black stone with some golden writing on it. The Sunk in Sink Stone. This artifact that had been used to purify and protect the Lake of Timbers and its denizens. And as you all returned back to the lake, joining in the merriment as the lake had been purified, the crystalline water gave this beautiful glow. Beautiful.
beautiful glue blow.
Damn it! This beautiful blue. It's like what is it? Never mind. I was gonna make a Friends reference, but I think that's maybe too obscure. This beautiful blue glow that seemed to drive away the darkness of the veil. This unnatural kind of magical light that seemed to emanate from its depths. After such event, and as all of the citizens jumped into the lake, you began to see that the noxious air around began to purify, as well as the landscape. And as the gnomish denizens jumped in. You could also see that some of their diseases and everything else began to cure. After some time, Rondon wanted to pay his respects to Grandpappy Timbers, also known as Don Timbers. And so they headed to his burial site, which was a very large tree to the southeast of the lake. After which, he noticed that it was a family burial site as well, and this very large tree that seemingly marked the point of the burial site had a bunch of little nicks in the side of it, symbolizing the rite of passage for every Timbers to go through. And as Rondon struck his axe in the side of the tree, the axe somehow changed into a more powerful weapon as he was given the blessing of the Timber's name, and thus acquired Timber as a magical weapon that would evolve and change as he grew as well. After that, you returned back to the Lake of Timbers to raid the family cupboards, and you were sent off along your journey as you crossed the Cluid River, painstakingly with all of these kinds of rolls and checks. The cart was undamaged, and you successfully passed that skill challenge. You also noticed as you continued along your journey that a black and gold spider had affixed itself to one of the spoked wheels of the cart, meaning Kretchik had been spying upon you. After which, through a dream spell, Rondon visited her inside of her own dream, and didn't really gather that much information before appearing monstrous before her, as she seemed unaffected by the damage of the spell. And as you guys continued northward, eventually meeting the point of the Wolfwater River, the river that surrounds the village of Imal, which is the prominent village where most of the tribes of Lycans and Shifters meet. Through another series of skill checks and challenges, you managed to get the nearly 2-ton cart across the river, and that is where we pick up tonight's session of ROG Presents The Dark Veil.
The Dark Veil.
Mike, how'd you put it in Slack?
That you, I can't believe that you were able to drive a Winnebago across the river, or is that? Yeah.
You can't believe that? Of all the things we've done, that's the thing that you can't believe.
Yeah.
That's true. Also, I like the comparison to a Winnebago.
We shot a rock into the sky and turned the moon on.
D&D.
D&D, baby. All right.
So we are across the river.
I'm trying to get Tarasco. I forgot to open it. Sorry, guys.
Actually, let's do this one.
Brandon, did you get my text?
Did I get your text?
That's a no. I uploaded that icon to that folder where I put the stream layouts, because I figured that'd be quick for you to access.
Good. So, Eric, you have been a black silhouette with a lock and a question mark symbol on it. For most of this journey, kind of just keeping to yourself, reading your book, and suddenly the lock breaks and the silhouette disappears, and you are suddenly awakened within your stupor.
Been a pretty restful, uneventful journey for me. Yeah. Where are we now? Are we there yet?
Well, about starting to the Cluid there, Eric. You've been useless this whole time.
Eric, I know some magics.
You've been useless this whole time.
Since the day we met.
Didn't know how to break it to you.
Right. I know some magics, and with Balefire gone, I just need you more attentive. I can't do this all on my own.
I'm sure you're fine.
I can't believe how many times I thought I wish Eric was just present, paying any attention at all.
So we crossed. You said we crossed the river, Brandon. So our token should be on the other side then? Question mark?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just making sure. Okay. Dope.
Is this branch that we just crossed also referred to as the Wolfwater River?
The entire connecting water
Sure.
surface is referred to as the river.
We're just on the southern branch. Gotcha.
Correct. Yes, I think I can make this available to you guys as well, so that you guys can just scroll about and.
I'm on it.
Oh, okay. Oh, it is visible to
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah,
okay.
What's the time situation?
Currently,
I think the sun. What
the
sun?
sun.
I think we were just hitting dark times, like dark times.
So currently, it is. It is 12:30 a.m.
Oh, so we have moonlight left.
Yes.
High moon.
And you know,
That was good.
I know I haven't been paying attention, but it's because I've really been trying to mark off the days and keep track of where we are. I think the curator sails tomorrow.
It is.
So,
Wait, isn't tomorrow today right now?
well, yeah, okay. So,
Oh yeah, I guess if it just hit 12:30, is it now?
No. It's
Ooh.
12:30 a.m. of the 29th.
Ah,
So we have 23 and a half hours.
Yes.
Perfect.
I feel like a kid on Christmas Eve.
So I guess crossing the river, I'm
through the
aware that
woods.
yeah, I'm aware that Amal is north of us, right? You had said something about I think
Correct.
last week.
We'll say that that you, Kwansing, as you've journeyed, let's just say that you acquired a map of Primaris in, you know, it may or may not be outdated, but this is
Sure.
the map that you are viewing currently.
Okay. I guess yeah, I'll have that map out then, and I'll say to everybody, I know this was the only way that we could go, but Imal is ahead. It's been so long since we've seen Pip's people. I'm nervous. But on the surface, he looks calm and ready, you know.
I know that we, after a sense, have some sort of duty to them on Pip's behalf, but I'm not looking forward to this.
Me either. I hope we hear more stories of her. But the news to get to those stories seems all too fresh.
is Sybil still hunting these people?
We never asked. We knew she was hunting Pip. When we talked to Sybil, did we ever get any like idea that she was also hunting like Pip's people? Because I know that-
Yeah, you never really asked. As far as the story goes of what she had been planning with Imal, everything kind of fell apart with the coup that you guys had made. As soon
Sure.
as the what would it be called? The law or word from Solinar came in, and Ulrich Gladstone had announced his arrival. Everything just kind of like, whoop, I'm not getting involved in that.
Yeah, understandably, that guy was scary. I can't remember, Mike. Did you ask that in character?
Yes.
And what was the question you asked? Exactly.
Fucking damn
Is,
it.
is Sybil still hunting Pip's people? The last I knew of her before we actually met her, she had been in Berkshire, but had continued on to search out and hunt down people like Pip.
I'm assuming her plans have changed at least a little bit following her capture. I don't know. I guess right now she's with Balefire, and the most we can do is warn them, I guess, and maybe not warn. Maybe just let them know that at one point this is who she was, but we aren't sure if that's who she is anymore. Might save them some trouble later on. Or when they travel to our fort.
Right.
They're going to be our neighbors, it seems.
Well,
Maybe not. How far are we?
I just looked. I was like, well, I mean, they're a mountain away.
That depends on the size of the mountain.
Oh, you're right. I drew this mountain incorrectly. I didn't draw this mountain at all. I had this. It's a molehill.
That's so dumb.
Perhaps we should be on our way. Head to a mall and get this over with. If they'll even have us.
If nothing else, don't you have things of Pip's to return?
Oh God, I can't remember. It's been so long. Do you remember what it was? I did take something, didn't I? It was
And you took the mantle.
the mantle, which won't go to them, but
Right. I feel like you took her bow.
I don't know. Wait, no, it was her. It was her crown.
That's right.
It was her crown. I took.
Like a little circlet thing.
Yep. I think she wore on her head. I should have put that in my inventory. I didn't think about it.
Too late now. You're gonna have to remove it from your inventory.
Hey, chat, if you remember what Kwansang took at Pip's funeral, go ahead and
Yeah.
chime in and remind us.
I'm gonna write in there her ringlet on her head. Should we take the journey?
I guess I assumed that we were. I mean, since we're just sitting in the back of the carriage, we're not like at camp or anything.
Oh, sure. So I don't say that. I'm like, I guess keep pressing on.
Looks pensively out the window.
Yeah. Then we have a window.
Pickles, do you remember Pip?
Good question.
You're asking Pickles this?
Yeah.
You can see his ears kind of go back a little, and he just nods. He doesn't say anything else, but he just nods.
My gut reaction was to be, "Of course I do. Come on." but I had to
want
go
this
against it.
Italian pickles so bad.
It's spicy pickles, man.
Seen people doing like the pickles, like the ranch powder mix they put in and they shake
Yeah,
it
I
up.
don't like that. That sounds gross to me. I don't know why, it just does. I drank ranch flavored pop one time, and it was the worst thing I ever had in my life. Proceed, sorry. So I guess
if Pickles isn't gonna elaborate, I won't press.
yeah, probably just small talk until we get there.
Gotcha.
Unless you guys had anything.
So currently, you would technically be right. You'd still be within that hex, but not on top of the river.
Right.
Okay.
So which direction would you guys like to travel then? You guys have, left, up, or right to travel.
Let's go backwards.
Yeah.
All right.
Back across the river.
Or I'd go up probably one and then left to that next one, like diagonally. Kind of like going through the treeway, like through the passes there, it looks like. That's how I imagine it.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I would say north and then exactly what you're saying.
All right.
I was going to ask you, have we long rested since I used that dream spell?
I believe so, yes, because you guys were all the way the heck back here at the Cluid River.
Right. That's right. Okay. Perfect. I wanted to make sure if I had that, or if I needed to mark off that spell slot.
Sure.
I didn't have to mark. So I Gucci.
All right, so your caravan begins to move 1 square to the north. And because there is no formal road here, it does take twice as long to travel.
Sure.
Which is how long?
Typically, it's because the horses can move at 50 feet per round. They cover... What is that? They cover about 8... Let me see here.
I just remember last time you saying, and that's 2 hours of travel, and that's 2 hours of travel, but I didn't know if that was consistent or whatever.
There you go.
Here we go. Yeah. So at 50 feet, at 50 feet per distance at normal speed, they travel 5 miles every hour. But since they're moving at half speed because there's no formal road, it doubles the time. So 2 hours pass with 1 hex essentially.
So each hex is about 5 miles.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay. Boy.
Boom boom. All right. So you guys are at 2:30 right now in the AMs, and you move 1 square up, or 1 hex up. Yes, Mac.
Music.
Ah, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And so during that time, those 2 hours, the cart rocks back and forth, traveling over roots and rocks and other kinds of natural features. It is not the easiest ride to be on. And so even with your fully furnished and plush interior of the cart, every once in a while, as you are, Eric, you're reading, your book suddenly like jolts up and almost hits you in the face, and Everyone who's kind of just loafing about suddenly like moves and like jumps in place like as the cart rocks, and eventually like every once in a while you just hear Alkay say sorry from the front.
Not in your pay for this.
Yeah. And so eventually along the journey, let's see here. Let's see. If I could have one of you just roll a percentile dice for me.
I'm in the mood.
Okay.
700%. 70%.
Okay. All right.
It's been a while since I rolled a 0.
It's been a while.
Since but I'm down to one last wish.
I like the blending of things there.
Yeah.
You guys continue along your journey, and eventually, at one point, as you are traveling, Dane and Kwansang, both of you hear what sounds like a distant, high-pitched scream.
A high-pitched scream?
Mm-hmm.
And it's distant. Is it human? Can I roll like a check for that? Does it sound
Make
human?
a. Go ahead and just make an intelligence check for me.
Okay.
I'd like to see if I can pinpoint a direction.
Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
16.
Actually, this would be survival for you, Dane. What was
16.
that number? Oh, 16. Gotcha. This is most definitely a humanoid scream. It's particularly that of a woman.
Dane, did you hear that too?
I did. And I rolled a 9 for my survival.
Gotcha. With a 9, it's a little hard to gauge exactly where that came from.
I turn to the group and I say, be aware. Sounds like a woman screaming up ahead.
Super weird. Women aren't known for screaming.
What?
Not a thing they just do.
Yeah.
I will burn a wild shape to summon an owl familiar.
Gotcha.
Just have him make a few circles to see if I can see anything.
Sure. So, you conjured this owl as the magical druidic energy suddenly flows from your fingertips, and it creates this spectral owl that suddenly solidifies into that of a normal look. And suddenly it begins to circle around the cart. Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Okay. With the owl's perception.
Correct.
Okay. +3. 15.
Okay. With a 15, that's a little too uplifting.
I was
Here we
excited. I thought we were switching into some good stuff.
Here we go. With a 15, as the owl circles the cart up in the air, gaining a better vantage point with its keen hearing and sight.
Oh, that's right. I didn't roll with advantage. That's an 18.
There you go. it begins to survey the world and the wood around it, and you can see that to the west, as your cart is traveling, there is some disturbance in the trees, and you can also hear what sounds like heavy panting and the some kind of like low guttural growling off to the left as well.
I am relaying these hearings as I'm hearing them, so you all get a description.
Okay.
He's just making the noises.
Yeah, just imitating them.
It kind of sounds like, and then.
I'm not even like describing like, oh, it sounds like. I'm just making the sounds that I hear.
Sure.
It's Wild Wild West. You guys remember that movie? When she's like looking through the little things. She's like, U.S. Army, U.S. Marshal. Anyway.
Yes.
Good call.
Cut.
A+ recall.
Is the owl in range for me to still command it?
Yeah.
Okay, and I'll tell it to get a little closer, see if we can get a better view.
Gotcha. How far do you want to send it?
How far away is the thing? The
Full
disturbance.
set.
From this vantage point, it's a little hard to gauge distance. You could send it out as far as you can and then make it come back, but you're unsure of where the exact pinpointed location is.
Okay. So the exact instruction will be get close enough to see and then loop back around and we'll recalibrate.
Gotcha. All right. So the owl swoops out to the west, maneuvering around the trees and foliage. It leaves that, what is that, the 100-foot?
I think it's 1,000.
1,000 feet. Oh, well, then you're good.
Maybe. I'll double check the spell quick. The feature doesn't like actually give me the spell. It just says, "Hey, you can cast this spell." So I have to manually look it up every time.
Oh, it's not in your spells?
No.
Oh, jeez. That's weird.
Oh, you're right. It is 100 feet with you. It was within 100 feet.
Gotcha.
You're right. I'm
Gotcha.
sorry.
So it's further than 100 feet. And so as your owl breaks that distance where you can command it, you keep you're able to still see, correct?
Yes.
All right. So it's continuing further and further along. Eventually it reaches, you can guess somewhere within like 150 feet or so. And there are, or rather there is one, what looks like a giant, more malefic looking bear, clawing at some large tree where a small humanoid child screams and scurries up the tree more and more.
Can I tell if it's like a fear response or like
A fear response as in
like
from the child?
Is the child like in fear of this thing or
Make an insight check.
is this using my insight because I'm trying to discern, or am I using the owl's insight because the owl's the one seeing?
It's yours.
Okay.
Natural
Oh,
one.
yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
God,
Wow.
what did I just do? I knocked something down and I don't know what. But yes, a natural 20.
All
Natural
right.
20 on that.
This is most definitely
Plus 9.
a very strong fear response.
Okay.
This child is in a mortal danger, and it is responding in an appropriate way.
Okay.
So
Perfect.
I'm assuming Dane's telling us all of this as he's discovering it. I just bust open the door and I'm like, Dane, point me in the direction, and I just start running.
Okay, so you start running the opposite direction.
Yeah.
Dane can't hear you.
I guess I assume I can see where his bird went.
I probably described to the west. I'm checking it out now.
Okay.
Gotcha. So you know the general direction, Rondon. You don't know exactly where. And Dane can't hear you to respond as he is relaying these events. But you open the side of the cart, and you just begin sprinting into the forest.
Jesus.
I guess, can I make a perception check on wherever I might have heard that noise? Or I guess I didn't hear it because it was only once.
Yeah, you didn't initially hear it, but you can make a perception check if you'd like for now.
Okay, cool. Let's hope it's not garbage. It's garbage. 5.
5, not particularly, no. There are several rustlings in the bushes and different sounds of the night that distract you from hearing pretty much anything else around your immediate vicinity.
Then I just stopped and like, Dane, why don't you point me the direction? I'm trying to help.
I will. Sorry, go on.
No, it's you.
I was just say, once I've discerned that, and I've seen that the child is in fear, I will Dane sense, and I will start making my way in the direction following the owl, telling everybody, it's this way. Rondon, why are you over there? It's this way.
Dane, I told you to point me in the direction. Why didn't you listen to me?
I can't hear you.
What?
How close a feeling do you have on how far we need to go? Would Dimension Door... Do I have enough information to do a Dimension Door? Is really what I'm asking.
What did I say? Or what did you say? About 150 feet was my...
About, yeah.
150 feet west.
Okay, I'm going to open a Dimension Door, and it's only big enough for me and Rondon to fit through. But
Catch up. You scrubs.
As soon as they dimension door, I shake my head and I'm like, always an adventure, and I just start walking in that direction.
I expected them to dimension door and constantly new
yeah.
book it.
All right, so this is what happens as you and Rondon dimension door. You are flung through space. As Rondon, you've experienced this before, but you've never quite gotten used to it. As Eric is the one that actually commands this magic, and so it's very strange because you pass through this very dark realm that just kind of zooms past you and is over within a certain 6-second span.
I just kind of be like, oh, geez, Eric. I don't think I can ever get used to this. How do you even do it?
You got to not make your meal so spicy. Try and keep a little bit more bland food. It helps keep it down.
I think I'd rather die, Eric.
Oh, shit. All right, and as you both dimension door there, what you can immediately see is this hulking bear. You've seen regular bears before, but this one seems a little more dire than the rest. Like a regular bear, but dire.
I don't understand what you're trying to say, Brandon.
This bear seems dire.
I think it might be a wolf.
And from where you dimension door, you are only about 30 feet away from this bear as it is pawing and clawing up the side of this tree that appears to be a little over maybe 10 feet wide. It's pretty huge, and you can see this little girl kind of like up in the branches as the tree is actually rocking back and forth from the pummeling force of this giant bear. And I need everyone to roll for initiative right now.
Oh God.
Heck yeah.
Feels so nice to roll for initiative, except for when you roll garbage.
I rolled pretty good. What's your problem, Bob? What's your name? Where are you from?
Can I help you, sir?
What? I'm a frog. Brandon, you should make frog people.
There are frog people, and they do exist.
Bullywugs.
What? Bro, I'm gonna kiss all the female frogs to see if they turn into princesses.
Do it consensually.
Good point.
Do we have a Tarask map?
Yes, we do. And let me see. I wonder if I can just make it visible from. I can actually. Oops. Visible to players. You guys should see that in just a second.
Or Snook. Shit! It's a big old bear!
Oh yeah, it is.
Oh, dire.
Alright, let me get Perseia's first. Oh wow, she rolled excellently. Perseia rolled excellently.
And now she
Nice.
will go into battle.
Mikhail later describes the spider being almost as large as a full-grown pizza.
Yo.
Alright, Kwansang.
20.
20, nice.
Dirty.
Dane.
5.
5, sounds about right.
Yep.
Eric.
21.
Oh shit, that alert feat.
You're alert?
I'm alert.
And then Rondon.
9.
9.
Up so fast.
Well,
What's it
guess
do?
who's starting first? Mr. Eric Mugweed.
Yeah, all right. So I'm going to assume, let's see if I remember how to do this. There we go. Does that ping show up for everybody? So I assume the girl is in this tree, correct?
That is correct, yes.
Okay. I'm going to yell to Rondon, you distract the bear, I'm going to get the girl. And I'm going to cast Fly on myself because I don't want to take the time to get my saddle out. And fly up. Let me see what my fly speed is. I forgot to look that up. 60 feet. Excellent. So I'm going to fly up to the girl, making sure to arc up high enough that I'm out of reach of the bear as I fly over his position.
All right. I will have you make just a general charisma check for me, Eric.
Absolutely. And we'll charisma check. Wow. That's an 11 with a +5. It's still an 11.
Yikes.
Do you want it to be? No, I'm just kidding. You want some bad luck, brother?
All right. And as you get up there, you can see that this girl who appears to be about 13 years old. She's got this kind of like almost like a dirty red hair, wearing pelts and rags on her, and she looks at you, and you're not sure what the. I'll say, you know what? Just give me an insight check.
Sure. 18.
18. Okay. She's not sure what to make of you, but at the very least, she knows you're not a threat. But she doesn't necessarily. It doesn't seem like there's any kind of oh, there's here to rescue me kind of vibe.
Okay. Well, I already spoke some to Rondon, so I assume I've kind of used that, and that'll be my turn.
All right. Let's see, and we'll go ahead and put flying on you. And perfect. All right, next up. Kwansing, it is your turn now. So you have seen them disappear through a purple portal somewhere. After that, okay, Kwansing, it's your turn now. Nope. There you go. Kwansing, it's your turn now.
I was just kidding.
You motherfucker!
All right. Well, I'll spend my turn moving. Oh no, where'd my speed go? There it is. All right. I am. Oh gosh, darn it! I'm gonna move forward.
So you're not currently on screen, Kwansing. What are you doing off screen?
Oh, I'm moving. Wait. Just moving? Just walking through the. Well, no. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna walk through the woods.
All right.
Because I'm not crazy about us just running into a screaming. I know what I know. So I'm just walking. All right, I'm there. Whoa, my guy disappeared.
I moved
What
him
just ha-
because
Oh.
you're by the cart. You're not in the current setting.
Oh, I was just on the bottom right, so that's why I moved him where I did.
Mm-hmm. So you're walking. Okay, just leisurely.
Yeah, I mean at a quicker pace, but I'm not sprinting.
Your combat pace.
Yeah.
All right, gotcha. So you're 50 feet out of the cart. I'll just write that down here. All right. So then at the end of that, it becomes the Dire Bear's turn. And Rondon, you're actually the closest one to it because these guys are up on the tree. And therefore, it is going to rush you. Actually, before that happens, give me your accurate health right now.
85.
Okay. Yeah, I figured out that the health thing that I was trying to show you guys before during the tree blight fight, it actually shows you when you're actually in combat, not when you're just doing stuff. So
Nice.
now it'll actually show you the health representation, which is going to be fucking sick. So, It rushes you, Rondon. As it sprints forward. And you can hear these horrible, just like, sounds as it gets up on its hind legs and just slams down and does a multi-attack on you. It's going to make a claw attack. Does a 13 hit?
No.
The second claw attack is a 24.
Rune shield.
Oh, so he has to roll again, right?
Yes.
All right. 8. So, just as it was about to hit, you put your forearm up, and this magical shell surrounds you. And as the claw strikes it, you can see that it shatters into pieces, leaving these kind of like sprinkling shards, like dancing around you as they dissipate in the light. And then with its bite, which is a 15 to hit.
Nope. Won't hit.
All right. Yeah. So, all 3 hits miss as it just charges you from that tree stump. And you are holding your own against this bear.
Wait until I get my hands on you, dire bear. I have to wait till my turn, though.
All right. At the end of that turn, it is Persea's turn, and she is going to... she is just going to sprint out of the carriage, and she is going to go her full... Let's see. She has fancy elf stuff that she can do. Yeah, she's going to use her action as a dash, which gets her 60 feet, and then she's going to use her phase step to get her another 30. So she is 90 feet out.
Nice.
Alright, at the end of that, it comes to... Alright, and as the dire bear let out this horrible roar and began to swing out at you, you notice that from the bushes to the top right of you, you can see that there is this rustling. And suddenly from within that bush springs another one of these.
Ugh.
Ah, I see your pack hunters.
And it moves and gets right up next to you, Rondon. And it is going to swipe out at you just as the other one had.
Mm.
The first hit is a 19.
I believe that is just my AC.
Alright, the second claw attack is a 27.
It's definitely past my AC.
And the bite is a 19.
That hits.
And so you get struck with all 3 of its attacks, taking 12 damage on the first hit.
Okay.
13 damage on the second hit.
Okay.
And 17 damage on the last, as it just lays into you with these gigantic claws, and its teeth gnash out and bite against your shoulder, and you are feeling the full force of this larger than normal bear and this territory that you've stepped into. It seems as though things are a lot more dangerous here, and that is its turn.
Real quick, were any of those attacks slashing or piercing?
Yes, it's slashing. Yep.
Okay, just want to double check.
Yep. You haven't activated your hill rune yet, though, so keep that in mind.
Yep. No, I just wanted to know, just so I can use it.
Gotcha. Can you tell me how much how much damage you ended up taking after that? I forgot to do the damage portion here.
Yeah, I took 42 damage.
42.
Sorry, yep,
Jeez.
yeah, 42. Yeah, no, that knocked me down to about half.
All right.
That's nuts.
Oof.
Yes.
At the end of that turn, there is another bear that shows itself. And this
Jesus.
one actually begins to run in the direction of Eric and the girl, and it uses its full double dash to get there. Rondon, it is now your turn.
Cool. I'm gonna enact my hill rune. Just kind of touch the rune on my armor as my skin kind of thickens up.
All right, perfect. Yep, and so it just kind of becomes more coarse and magically protected.
Yeah, and then I am gonna attack Dire Bear number 2 right in front of me, using my brand new weapon, Timber.
All right.
28 to hit. One.
Go ahead.
Wait. I rolled a 19 on the die. Do I? No, that
You
was
crit on those?
Yeah, you crit on a 19. This is the same axe that
Nice.
you had put the rune into also so long ago.
All right, let's go.
Nice.
So let's roll that damage.
Did damage.
18 for that first hit.
All right, give me just a second here. I'm putting the hill rune on you.
Yep.
All right, how much damage was that again?
18.
18. And this is with doubling the actual dice, or is it with the doubling the amount of dice you rolled?
Doubling the amount of dice.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so 18 damage right there. Boom! As you swing into it.
And an 18 to hit.
That also hits, yes. And now you are swinging with 2 charges on Timber, keep in mind. Or with 1 charge
right.
on Timber right now.
All right. And 14 damage.
14 damage, all right.
And then
Slam.
is action surge a special?
Correct, you can just do it.
Okay, perfect. Then I'm gonna do action surge. Let me just mark that off.
All right, perfect.
And then I'm a dummy. All right, then I'm gonna hit it 2 more times, or 1 more time. 2 more times. 16 to hit.
16 still hits, yep.
Perfect. 6 damage.
Oh shoot.
6
Yeah,
damage.
that's-
You're rolling your d12 and your 2d4s.
2d4. Oh, I have yet to release the charge. Or do I get to choose?
Regardless of that, you end up getting a
Oh.
d4 every time you hit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, think of it like this. So, like, you hit once, you get a d4. You hit twice, you get a d4. Hit 3 times, you get an extra d4. And then
Okay.
you can keep those 3 d4 on the axe as long as you want. And then whenever you want to release the charges, those initial 3 charges are gone, plus an additional 3d4.
Okay, damn.
So
Yeah.
for those first 2 strikes, then go ahead and just roll a 2d4 right now, just to make up for it.
Yep. So 7.
7. Okay, so 7 more points of damage. And then for this last strike, go ahead and roll your damage. So it's going to be... Or roll to hit first, actually.
Yep. 24 to hit.
Definitely hits, yep. So now you're rolling 1d12 plus 3d4 plus your modifier.
All right. So that's 9. 3d4. 6 plus 4, so 19 damage.
19 points of damage, all right. As you swing and swing and swing into this thing, you can see that it is doing so much damage, and you see blood splattering across the surface of this soft kind of dirt around you, and the axe is surging with energy as it just pulses and vibrates in your hand. That is definitely a lot of damage to that dire bear, and it's looking a little rougher. I think you guys now can see the actual health representations.
Yeah.
Which is so cool to me.
Yeah, no, I'm loving it. It's so nice.
Lets you know kind of like, oh, they look a little rough, so now you can actually imagine, like this thing is a little less than half health, so it's pretty deeply hurt.
Right.
All right. Is that your turn, Rondon?
That is.
Perfect. At the end of that, Dane, it is now your turn. You are now suddenly waking up inside of the cart as you see Rondon rushing off with Eric, and they both disappear from sight.
So if I move my 30 feet of movement, does that put me within 120 feet? Can I see through the trees with my devil's sight?
Seeing through the trees? No. There are too many trees in the way to be able to get any kind of line of sight.
Okay. Then I will dash.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Gotcha. No wild shape for you?
Nope.
Okay. Just mark that down here. So you are 60 feet out then.
Yeah, let me check. Yeah, nope, that's it.
Remember, I think you have a special ability in the woods.
I'll look it up, but I'll pass this turn while I'm looking for that.
Gotcha. It's on your Weirwood plate.
Right. My inventory. Seriously, go ahead. It's not a huge deal.
Okay, cool.
I don't want to hold it up.
Okay. Next in the combat. As you are up in the tree, Eric, you notice a large form lumbering into view as another dire bear seems to come out of the forest. And it comes up to the tree, and it begins to attack it. Okay, that hits. That hits. That also hits. Alright, so 16, 27. Alright. As it slashes and bites and attacks the tree, you can see that the tree is not holding up too well. It is only a matter of time before this thing comes crumbling down. At the end of that, we come to Eric. It is now your turn again, as you have these two dire bears below you, and things are looking a little dire.
I'm going to try to light on a branch near her and just say, "We can't stay here. Take my hand and I can help you. I can take you to safety." And if she takes my hand, I am casting fly a new time for both myself and her.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
Okay.
Mr. Charisma.
19.
You can see that some of her hair is in her face. Her face is a little dirty, and you can see that as she grabs your hand, there are like these small, like little, like claws. You can see that she's almost like feral. It reminds you a lot of Pip, to be honest, like a younger version of Pip. And so she reaches out to you, and as you cast the spell, there's suddenly a weightlessness to her as her eyes open wide, and you can see her like trying to get her bearings as she just floats above, and soon enough she is able to like kind of very awkwardly control herself in midair, and you can see a smile kind of form across her face as she shows all of these pointed teeth to you.
I'd like to, you know, if she pulls away, I'm not going to stop her, but otherwise I'm going to keep a hold of her hand so that I can guide her and start flying back towards the Winnebago.
All right, so go ahead and use your movement there, Eric.
Okay. Just gotta switch that tool. And I'm gonna go a little up here just to stay away from bears below.
All right.
There we go.
Okay, perfect.
And does she resist that at all? Is she traveling with me?
She does not resist it, no. She appears to, with this spell, understand that you're there to get her out, and there's no resistance at all. At this point, Kwanseng, it is now your turn, as you see everyone moving around a little more dire than you have been. Get it?
Yeah.
This guy. Okay, so I see them moving now. Like I'm there in eye shot.
That's right.
Okay, because I only have dark vision of 60 feet.
Because you're, what, 50 feet out?
Am I 50 feet out? Sorry, I forgot we have a measuring tool. 55. So I'm good. I'm still like kind of grayed out, so I wasn't sure if I was still off screen technically.
You are still off screen, so you're 100 feet away from actually being on the map.
Oh God! So I don't see them then?
You're 50 feet from the wagon. Not from the bears.
Correct.
Well then, unless Dane hasn't caught up with me yet, I imagine.
Dane is actually further than you.
I dashed, so I moved 60 feet last round, but
Exactly.
I did like at the beginning, like I explained everything that I saw to everybody.
Right, but just knowing where we're at and what I'm thinking, just so you guys know them in meta terms, Kwanseng would think, oh, we're in a mall or whatever. This is just the people. You know what I mean? That makes sense?
Sure.
So that's why I wasn't like rushing to do anything. I'm just gonna move in. Well, seeing Dane kind of rush by me, I'll kind of chuckle to myself and I'll say, well, I guess we can pick up the pace, and I will dash towards the area. And as I'm running by Dane, I'll say, come on, keep up.
That's a fucking asshole.
As a reaction, I want to cast Polymorph. And just turn him into a
All right, so you use
100 feet of 100 feet of
movement. Okay, gotcha. Which brings you about
right there.
Let's see. So if you were 50 and then 100, yeah, you'd be right here actually.
Perfect. Oh God.
This is just as Brain is adjusting whatever. This jumbo Honeycrisp apple makes me feel like I'm a halfling or something. With this huge apple in my hand.
Them jumbo ones?
They're at Hy-Vee.
I'm going to Hy-Vee tomorrow. I don't even mess with apples like that. But I love Honeycrisps.
It's a big one.
I used to eat an apple every day for breakfast. And God, do they do something weird to my stomach. So I stopped eating them.
All right. So Kwansing, you've used your dash to get there. Do you have anything else?
Nope.
All right. After that, then it becomes the second Dire Bear's turn. And it's just gonna attack you, Kwansing, or not Kwansing, Rondon.
No, Kwansing. Let's make it Kwansing.
Yeah, it's just gonna attack you, Rondon, because you are right there. That's going to be an 8 on the first one.
No.
That's claw.
Nope.
And another 8 on the second one with its second claw.
And another 8!
And
It
then
just kind of scratched my back.
there you go. And then with its
I turned
bite, a bite, it's a natural 20.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah.
Rune shield.
Okay, gotcha. So yeah, so it's going to re-roll. 23 total.
I'll take it the 23 over natural 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so it swipes out with its bite, or actually, yeah, well, it wouldn't swipe, but it would lunge out with its bite, with a 19 points of damage total as it sinks its enormous snout into your flesh, drawing blood. You end up taking half of that, so 8 points of damage.
Thank goodness. And I'm just like, if only I had a healer over here. Just kind of looking off in the distance.
I'm pretty sure you have potions, if I'm not mistaken. You guys have bought like a ton of potions.
Yeah, you gotta use those bonus action, boy.
Yeah.
But, oh wait,
We'll
your
see.
reaction is Rune Shield. So not a
Yeah.
bonus. Good deal.
That ends up being that turn. Now it is Presea, and she is going to use her action to dash again, which puts her at 120 feet, so that puts her 30 feet away from the actual battle here. So let's see.
I forget that you can use your action to dash and your bonus action to dash?
No, only certain characters can.
Gotcha.
Like rogues, for example.
Gotcha.
You, if you use a key point.
Exactly, yep, with Step
Right.
of the Wind.
Oh,
Alright, so Presea has sprinted forward using her action. Now it comes to the third Dire Bear here, and noticing Kwansing actually end up coming into view, it is going to break away from you, Rondon, giving you an attack of opportunity. Oh no, actually you used your runic shield, so you don't.
Yep.
Moves here, and then it gets right here next to you, Kwansing, as it is going to lunge at you with its multi-attack.
oh god.
And oh my god, natural 20 on the first one.
Yikes.
Runic Shield?
Don't you have some kind of reaction? I don't know. Your character has like so many things.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. I have like just the dexterity stuff, I think. Let me see here. Not yet. I have something coming up eventually, but
Gotcha. Okay, so you end up taking
think that's it.
18 points of slashing damage from that first strike.
Oh, yikes!
One second, I've never heard you make that noise.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, give me your accurate health representation.
75.
75. Okay. Just so I can start putting these here. That's
Right.
Right. So 75 is your total max, right?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. And what are you at right now?
How much damage?
18.
18. Hold please. 57.
57. Okay, perfect.
Sorry, I was looking at my feats,
All right.
features,
Perfect.
and traits.
All right. So with its second strike, it's a 19 total.
That just hits.
All right. No shield of the sky for you? Or no, what is that one that you use?
Yeah, Shield of the Sky is the one. Oh, that's a creature of my choice.
I think there's one that's a reaction that gives you the 5.
Yeah.
I think. I can't
Yeah,
remember what that one's called.
Protection of the East. That's
the
right.
one. Yep.
And it is a reaction. I kept thinking it was an action. So yeah, I'm gonna use Protection of the East.
All right.
Which gives
Yeah.
me +5 to for the duration, up to an hour. Oh,
That's a mistype.
Okay.
Yeah, it's supposed to last for that reaction. So
Okay.
essentially, that makes the attack miss as the bear swipes down with its second strike, and you end up putting this miniature wind wall in front of you that causes the attack to veer off, and its claws bury itself into the ground as it goes in for a bite for its last strike, and that is an 18 to hit.
misses.
All right.
Okay.
This now
Mark
brings
off
us to the fourth dire bear over here, and it is going to... It's going to chase after you, Eric. And it can't reach you because you guys are pretty high up. The tree here was, well, the lower branches, I guess, was about maybe 20 feet high. If you guys have been flying off to get out of range, I guess, do you want to specify how high you are right now?
So how high was she in the tree?
About 20, 25 feet up high.
Yeah, I would have gone up a little, but not much because I'm really just concentrating on bolting forward. So I'm probably 25 to 30 foot up.
Okay, perfect.
Mike's like, and what's the range? How high up can they reach?
Yeah.
Because I'm just above that.
So it begins to chase you where you are, and it uses its action to dash to get to you there, which ends its turn, bringing it to Rondon. It is now your turn.
Alrighty. Time to mess up this bear.
And you have 3 charges on your timbers, so each strike is now doing 1d12 plus 3d4.
Alright. 17 to hit.
17, I believe, does hit. Let me just double check here. Oh, definitely, yeah.
Alright. So, oh, no. Plus 3d4. So, 13, 27 damage for that first hit.
Holy buckets! 27 damage for the first strike as boom, you cleave into its shoulder, and you can see the blood splatter as it lets out a terrifying roar in front of you.
Alright, and then 23 to hit.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then 2, 3. That's 5, 17 more damage.
17 more points of damage. Okay, and you do have the option, just to let you know, to release the burst if you want to do that. It's up to you.
Okay.
Just whenever you want to. Well, once you have 3 charges, whenever you deal damage, you can choose to release an additional 3d4 damage. Just letting you know.
Okay.
This is just the first combat, so.
Yeah. Okay. And yeah, I'll save on that.
Okay.
Then I'll use my offhand with my Oculus for a 19 to hit.
That does hit. Yep.
And sorry, gotta keep on rolling dice on dice. For additional 15 damage.
15 more points of damage as you bring the Oculus Macabre down. You end up splattering it right in the head as it grows limp, and you have to kind of like pull the flail out of it as it remains lifeless on the ground.
Yeah, and then
One thing that happens, however.
I knew it. I freaking knew it.
As you remove the flail from the corpse of this enormous bear, is that you see it beginning to shrink.
Oh no.
More and more, until you can see nothing more than a naked humanoid man with its head caved in, covered in scratches and wounds, laying before you.
All right, and I'm just like, this is definitely not what I was expecting. Guys, they're liking stuff. They're lycanthropes, but not wolves, but bears. But they're like Pip. As a yell.
All right.
And I guess I got movement still, so I'm gonna just barely get to this guy. Yeah, because I only get 30 feet. So, will that still count as flanking or no?
No, you have to be pressed up against him.
Okay, that's where I'll end my turn right there.
All right. So at the end of that, Dane, it is now your turn. You are currently 60 feet away. Well, what would that be? Well, you're still pretty out of range unless you have something to get you there faster.
So the measuring tool doesn't go off of the drawn map, so I can't see 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, you're currently at 60 feet is what I have you at. You need to get to 150 to get on the map.
Got it. I'm 90 feet away. Oh boy. I will. Yeah, I'll use my movement, and I will use my Weirwood Tree Stride to get an extra 30 feet out of that.
Go ahead and read that for everyone. I don't think anyone's ever heard of it.
Once per round, you are able to spend 5 feet of movement to step inside of a tree of the same size category or larger than you and step out of another tree within 30 feet. The tree must be living in order for this effect to work.
That's super
Cool. Nice.
Like a lessened Tree Stride spell.
All right, so that gets you 60 more feet with just using 30.
And I will... Can I see now, or do I need to finish the 30 feet movement?
You can see now the battlefield. Everyone, I'd say Kwansing is about 30 feet away from you.
Okay. I will action dash to get me the full 150.
All right. That brings
And
you
then I will...
just about here, I'd say, just next to Kwansing.
Well, I would be further from the bear.
Okay, sure. I'll say
I'm not running right up to this big old thing.
right.
Hey, you!
What point? I guess I'll put you like right here. What point would you like to be at within that entrance side to the map?
I would have gone north above everything.
All right, sure. We'll put you right here.
All right. And then for my bonus action, I will use, what is this called? And so as I kind of come into this clearing, I like move the Pexus floor in front of me, and as it like crosses, like people do like the face thing when the hand moves in front, but I'm like shimmery and a little transparent when it comes across as I use my, I lost it again. Dream Shift.
Ooh, all right, gotcha. So I believe that there is.
Oh my god!
Here, we'll use this one.
Sora!
God damn it, Drew. There you go. How's that?
Perfect. And that's my turn. That's everything I got. Thank you.
All right. You're there, which is the most important thing.
Yes.
All right, now it comes to Dire Bear number 1. And it is also going to pursue Eric. And let me check something real quick, actually.
It
Nope,
pulls
can't
out
reach.
its bear's wings. It's a special action.
It's bear
Stands
wings,
on-
yeah.
Stands on top of the other bear and puts on a trench coat.
Goes to the bank and applies for a loan. You can't spend money. You're bears.
Just 2 seconds here.
When I'm fidgeting, I just use the measurement tool to draw all over the map. Because you can right click to chain measurements and like make angles and stuff and measure stuff. I'm at 1,500 feet right now of just lines.
All right, erase that. What the heck?
How high did you say you were off the ground? Like 30 feet?
Yeah.
Okay, so with a running jump, this bear, with its strength score, it's able to get 1 attack off.
Okay.
And so it will jump. You can see it galloping, just. And so it jumps up with its bite attack. With a 26 to hit.
That hits.
Wow, just
Yeah.
misses.
And you end up taking 21 points of piercing damage as it grabs onto your leg and it threatens to pull you down, but the magic that keeps you aloft suddenly shakes it free as it returns back to the ground.
And I got a 17 on my concentration check.
Perfect. All right, and then let me go ahead and...
Who wrote poop on the map?
what was the damage again? I said 17.
21.
Oh shit. Okay. Okay, there we go. All right, that's that bear's turn. As it comes to Eric, as now it's your turn again.
Okay. I'm going to dash. I'm just trying to get her back to our wagon.
Gotcha.
So that should be 120 feet of movement. I don't know if this is going to give us opportunity attacks or not, but this is what I'm doing.
All right, let me just double check here.
So funny. Can you imagine on the podcast they just who wrote poop on the map?
This does not provoke opportunity attacks, thankfully, as they're too low. So a running jump is different from regular reach. So they have 120 feet. You are flipping out of there.
Excellent.
Is that your turn then, Eric?
Yeah, that's my turn.
Perfect. Kwansing, it is now your turn. You have this dire bear in front of you. Rondon is right behind it. He's looking pretty hurt, even though now he's protected by the hill rune. It looks as though he has several blood marks around him, and he's wielding both timber and the Oculus Macabre in both hands.
But he yelled that this was a human, right?
I don't think those were the exact words. I think it was that they were
Well,
lichens.
yeah, lichens like Pip, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
So they can turn into humanoids. Sorry. So I'm just gonna start yelling at this thing. I'm gonna, whoa, 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 and I'm gonna be like, how do I want to word this? Pip was our friend. Pip was our friend. We're just traveling through. Probably too late to talk them down, but no reason to come more if I don't have to. Yeah, that's what I yell.
Gotcha. So, are you using your action for this then?
If I have to, yeah.
It depends on if you want to make a notable difference in their demeanor.
Like persuasion, are you talking and stuff?
Exactly.
Or?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll use my action for it.
Sure. So go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
23.
23. All right. You
Plus 6.
express this to them, and you're unsure whether or not it will have an impact. But that was a pretty decent roll. All right. So that's your action then.
And then let me see here real quick. Sorry. Can't remember if this is the one. Okay. And then I'm just gonna try to like back away. I mean slowly, but like 15 feet.
Okay. Preferably stay on the map, just because the map
That's
doesn't
fine.
work outside of the gray, or outside of the the actual artwork here. Eric, because he's running to the cart, is fine, because he's essentially out of this combat.
Right. So there.
There you go, that's fine. Alright, and then I'll adjust this.
I'm just
back
gonna walk
here.
circles around this square.
Alright, so this
Fine.
does provoke an opportunity attack, however.
That's fine.
Alright. So it's gonna lunge out at you with a bite. For a 9 to hit, so
Misses.
yeah. Unfortunately, well, fortunately for you, the step back that you made, you are deft and you are quick, and you just step away as this thing just buries its snout into the dirt as it takes a chop out of nothing. You can feel like the low rumble in the ground from the immensity of this creature, and that is your movement there. You still have a bonus if you need it.
Out of curiosity, because I just talked to it, and if I can't do this, I can't do this. That's fine. I just talked to it. I backed away, and it took an opportunity attack at me.
Yep.
Would I be able to roll insight to see like did it do anything that I talked to it, or is that a full action?
That's a full action, but use your own common sense, I'll say.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
As a bonus action, let's see what I have for inventory here. For sure. Yep, and I am gonna take a potion of greater healing.
Okay, sure. Let me know how much that brings you up, and I'll adjust the health.
For sure. You can do your thing real quick while I roll these.
Sure.
So you don't have to wait for me.
Next brings us to Presea, and she is just off screen here, but we're gonna see, how is she at? She was at 90 feet, so she can...
16 points of health, Brandon.
Okay, perfect.
I marked it off.
Oop. Alright, so she's gonna be able to get there with a full dash, but yeah, she'll just do that. She will come around to the south, actually. She'll come over here. And she will be able to move 2 feet forward right there. So there you go. Presea has now entered the board, and she quickly assesses the situation. She can see that dire bear up there, and then she can kind of see the dire bear up to the northwest. However, the other one is mostly obscured. As that is her turn, and it is going to bring us to number 3 over here, the third dire bear, as it... it will have to make a decision here. Rondon and Kwansing, do you want odd or even?
I'll do odd.
I'll do odd as well.
Okay.
If you roll even, it attacks nobody.
Except for itself.
No, really though. Do you want odds or evens?
Evens.
Alright, so Rondon will be
The way-
odds. What's that?
The way you phrased that question was like we each got to choose odd or even, so I honestly thought I was picking odd as well. I didn't realize it was like one of you get odd, one of you get even. I'm following now.
Okay. So I'm rolling here.
Okay.
Alright, it rolled a 6. So Kwansing, it's going for you.
That means it does the opposite.
No. And so it walks right up to you, Kwansing, and it is going to unleash a full multi-attack on you. The first attack, that's a 25.
Can do
It hits, yeah.
Runic shield for him.
Okay, perfect. This is and this one is just disadvantage, right? Or is it re-roll the attack again?
Reroll attack.
Okay, gotcha. So then Runic Shield, that's only an 8. Alright, so Rondon, you put up your forearm again, and this time a shell surrounds Kwansing, and Kwansing, you're expecting the full brunt of this swipe as the claw meets with a magical shell that quickly dissipates.
Ooh, that's cool.
Alright, and so for the second claw attack, that's only a 12. So this time you dodge out of the way, having been protected that first time, you know what to expect. And with its last one, it's a bite, which is only a 16 to hit.
They all miss. So I'm like,
miss.
Well, actually, the first one's like, and I go, thanks, Rondon. You gave me just enough time. And then as the second one comes, I dodge those.
Perfect.
And then I go, your power level is so high.
I think it's over 9,000.
All right, and so now it comes to Dire Bear number 4, which is up here, and it is going to rush for you, Dane. It is going to have to get through this bush here, so let's see how it does. So it's going to be 5, 10, 15.
Sounds like a sports announcer. Gonna get through that bush. Let's see how it does.
It's at the 5. It's at the 10. It's at
25.
15.
Good, go.
35.
Oh, way. Through the bush.
45.
Mac, did you not giant smite?
55.
Nope.
All right. Well, I didn't do a spell because I expected you to do giant smite.
75. So it gets right up to you, Dane, but it has to burn its action to move through that bush.
All right. Perfect.
All right. At this point, it is now Rondon's turn.
All right. I am going to bonus action drink a potion.
All right. Perfect.
Let me get that. I should have done this on my free time instead of just spacing off.
Speaking of that, Dane, you're up next, so prepare.
I am preparing.
Okay, perfect.
So 2d4 plus 2. 4. I heal for 4.
Okay. I mean, that's not nothing, so...
Yeah, no.
Alright, so you regain some health there.
Yep. And then I am going to take my 2 attacks, or rather, I should move first. Because I can't attack nothing. Alright,
You can.
Right, could try. I'm going to move myself right there. And then start swinging on this dire bear.
Gotcha. If you move right here, you'll get flanking.
Move right where?
Right there.
Oh, okay, then. Perfect, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's with advantage?
Correct.
Cool. Let's roll that. So 26 to hit.
Definitely.
Then 1, 2, 3. So 20 damage.
20 points of
For that
damage.
first-
All right. Yeah. As you swing, as it's turned towards Kwansang, you swing your axe to the back of its leg, and you can feel the tough meat suddenly meet your axe as it kind of buckles a little bit, and then it swings its head over to face you.
This is like chopping down a weird tree. Hate it. 16 to hit.
16 still hits.
I hate it.
This is like chopping down a weird tree.
17 more damage.
17 more damage. All right. So as it turns to face you, you swing your axe at its shoulder, and it's stuck in there, and you have to pull it out as the squelching sound. It is, I mean, sickening, honestly. But this bear looks like it's looking for a tasty meal, and you have no other choice.
Well, luckily I'm looking for a tasty meal right back.
All right. Is that your turn then, Kwansang? Rondon.
Yes, it was Kwansang's turn.
Okay.
And
All
now
right.
I will take mine.
Okay. All right, Dane, it is now your turn as we shift focus here.
Oh, it's my turn?
Correct.
Oh, I wasn't thinking.
I just said...
Hey, real quick. I think I know the answer, but I want to check with you. Is this tree more than 30 feet away from this tree?
Let me check the measure tool.
I mean, if you're going from like center of trunk to center of trunk, it's more, but if you're going from like root to root, it's 30 feet exactly.
It's more than 30 feet, yep.
Okay. Well, there goes that plan.
I loved the idea though, like this dude wanted to come out of the root. I don't know why that's funny to me, but Dane's like out of the ground.
Out of the thick of it. So then I am going to kind of like level my Apexis Flora at this dire bear that just ran at me. And there's going to be like this kind of faint blue glow emanating through the leaves as a lunar surge punches out through dire bears 4 and 1 in a straight line ahead of me.
Okay.
And I believe if they're shape changers, they make that saving throw with disadvantage.
That is correct.
Also, what can you tell me about the moon tonight?
Well, it looks like a moon.
Let's take a look, shall we? Let me open up the calendar.
Let's open up this calendar.
It's about a half.
Half? Okay.
Yeah.
But it is present.
It is present, correct. Yep.
So that is a Constitution saving throw from both of them, please.
Perfect. All right. So, for the first one with disadvantage, that's a 6.
Fail.
And for the second one, that's a 13.
Also a fail. So they each take 12 points of radiant damage.
All right. So 12. Boom. Boom.
I'm helping.
And one very interesting thing is that you know that the staff, if they fail their saving throw, it reverts them to their original form.
I do.
However, it doesn't seem to do anything on these particular creatures.
Oh.
You're not exactly sure why.
Because this is their original form. But no, the one that Rondon killed, it reverted when it died.
Well,
Correct.
that doesn't mean that they weren't turned this way by magical means.
Interesting. Okay. Something to chew on while I... That is my action. I don't really have anywhere to move without triggering a opportunity attack. There aren't any...
shit.
Oh,
Thank
did
you.
someone else draw that line? Or did I
Yeah.
accidentally?
I wanted to see if I could rotate it to like show it, but like no.
To show what?
Like the line from the lunar surge,
Ah,
just like as an effect, but no, it doesn't let me rotate
Right.
shapes like that.
right. Here, I'll just kind of use that, and I'll pew.
Okay. Wonderful. That gets the message across.
Yeah, there aren't any trees within 30 feet of that one, unless there's one. I don't want to go off the map because you asked us not to do that. So for my bonus action, will say,
You know what? Let's do this. If you guys will allow, let's shift everyone towards the center of the battlefield so you guys have more to work with and you're not on the edge.
Okay.
Would that work for you guys?
that's fine with me.
Seems legit.
Because it seems like you're backed into a corner and this whole beautiful map is left unused.
The whole thing.
The whole thing. So let's do this. Let's shift everybody. Right there.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
How does that work for you?
Wonderful. Thank you much, sir.
Just to give you a little bit more room to work with.
Yes.
That'll work.
So then, I'm going to call out with my bonus action.
Rule of cool.
Uh,
That's what he's going to call out.
exactly. I say, you're doing all right, Rondon. And I'm going to cast Healing Word at third. Never mind. I don't have Healing Word prepared. I'm not going to cast that.
Big ooh.
I'm just like, I'm doing okay, Dane. Thanks.
I thought that would do something, but I guess I was wrong.
Felt in my heart. That's all that matters.
And I'm going to rotate just kind of around this guy and then bloop back into the tree.
All right, and
And-
where do you come out of?
Over here.
There you go. And he's like, huh? He goes,
And I
what the frick was that?
I poke around the trunk and go. And then I hide again.
All right. So let's see here. From this point, he does have line of sight on you, so he does know where you went. You still have the rest of your movement, however.
I think I used 15 for that.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, because you moved out of the stump here. Well, 4...
According to the wording, I use 5 feet to step in and then step out. It's not, it only mentions it 5 feet once.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. There you go.
I guess I will double check that to be sure.
Shoo,
Said 5 feet of
shoo
movement
out.
to step inside and magically step out of another tree within 30 feet.
There you go. All right, so take the rest of your movement then.
So I think I have 15.
Yeah.
I'm going to back myself into a corner just over here at the edge of the map. I'm just going to stay where I'm at.
Okay.
Kind of back against the trunk, away from Dire Bear 3. Yeah.
All right. So then that brings us to number 1, and that's the one that's over here in the top left-hand corner. And seeing this transpire, it is going to make its way around. So it's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So it's going to make its way around the bush there so it doesn't have to take the speed penalty. And then it's going to go here, and it's going to use its action to dash, and it's going to come right up here, Rondon, right behind you. But that is all of its movement, and its action as well. And so you have this bear coming up behind you and is threatening your space as it comes to now Eric Mugweed. You are super far now.
How far away from the wagon am I?
Let's see. So you would have been... You're about... Let's see. What's 15 minus 70? Or 7, sorry.
8.
8. So you're 80 feet away from the wagon then.
Okay, then I'm going to dash again and take her all the way to the wagon. I'm not going to move anything on the map because I'm not on the map. But get to the wagon, and I'll say to her, please stay here. I need to go help my friends. And that's my turn.
Okay. Make a persuasion check.
Sure. $15.
Okay. All right.
And I didn't even put her in the wagon. We're like coming down to the roof of the wagon.
Gotcha. So you would still have about 60 feet to work with if you went there and then finished your dash back. So you could get 60 feet closer to the battlefield then from that.
I would only do that if I felt like she was going to actually stay. So I don't know how that's going to work as far as like an insight check or anything like that.
Yeah, that would use your action there.
Yeah. So I'm gonna stay put so that I can kind of feel secure that she really is going to stay before I take off.
Perfect. All right. That is your turn then. Kwanseng, it is now your turn.
Perfect. Seeing that my conversation with this bear did nothing, I'm gonna crack it.
You gonna
So
crack it?
I'm gonna crack it.
You gonna take it?
Oh, actually, what I'm going to do... Hold on. Hold, please. Let me look quick. I forgot I can do this. Oh, yep. Okay. So I'm actually going to do a mighty leap. which is my
Oh.
very first time doing this.
Okay.
And so it got right up on me, and so I kind of pushing its snout away and just trying to keep it away from me. I'm gonna push once, and I'm gonna bend straight down as far as I can, and I'm put all the air around my feet, and I'm going to launch up into the air, and a thunderous force beneath me. With a thunderous force beneath me. Sorry. It doesn't provoke opportunity attacks, and each creature within 10 feet of the space you left must make a Constitution saving throw or take 2d10 thunder damage.
Okay, so this is like straight up like Goku / Superman, like they're just leaving their space. It's just like causes like the earth to erupt from beneath your feet from the force of you lifting off. And so let's see here what he rolls. Constitution saving throw. That's an 18.
An 18.
Mhm.
Let me check the save. I think that's it. Yeah, it does save. So so half as much damage, and I rolled a 5 and a 3, so 8. So he takes 4 points of damage.
All right, and that gets you the hell out of there too, as you can choose a
Yes,
space
it
within
does.
however many feet.
I gotta read that again.
I'm just like, Quansing, I'm so glad that we're able to work together at defeating this barrel. Okay, see you later, I guess.
I'm glad that we're both in the thick of it, and none of us are gonna leave each other.
Yeah. Oh, it just says through the air to an unoccupied space you can see within range, and the range is 60 feet. So is it just 60 feet? Okay.
Yeah, whichever space you can see. So use the surrounding terrain as a guide to where you can actually move.
Sure. Okay. Let's see. I go off the map.
God fucking damn it.
I gotta move everyone over again. We just don't have enough space.
Right about there.
All right, which puts you into a bush, which
Oh, that's a bush?
Yep.
Okay. Might be. Can I redo that? Because I didn't know that was a bush. That's
yeah,
my
you
fault.
can there's the arrow at the top that's undo. There you go.
Okay,
Really
so
into the thick of it.
Yep.
into the thick of it. So it's
That's
60
the
feet.
episode title. Into the thick of it.
There we go. I gotta be smart about this.
Ugh.
No, right here.
All right.
That'll do it.
Sweet. So you let's see. At that point you wouldn't be able to see Quansing.
That's okay. Oh, I wouldn't be able to see it. I'm like,
That's
yeah,
okay.
that's okay. I can do whatever I want.
Whatever.
Yeah, that tree's blocking line of sight.
I thought you were saying like I couldn't see after I was back there. I was like, I don't care. Like,
That's okay. I can make the rules.
Yeah. I don't even know. Where
No,
to
Brandon,
land.
it's fine. I assure you.
Yeah, I just what?
Right here.
There you go. That works out.
Hey.
All right.
Right to the edge of the map.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm going back to the car.
Bye.
All right. Is that your turn, Quansing?
Yep.
All right. So this brings us to Presea. It's now her turn, and she is finally going to be able to act, thankfully.
Thank God.
Yep. She is going to move this way, just a little bit further south, to give her a little more space between her and the bear, and she's going to shoot it with her autumn arrow, and that is going to be... Oh my god, he's serious, Presea. She rolled a 10 total, which misses the bear. Thankfully, it doesn't hit anyone. But
somehow
she...
it lands him right on the shoulders. Ah,
Yeah.
it's there.
So she misses as
She'll take her bad luck card.
Yeah, no. As she pulls the bowstring back and releases it, unfortunately it hits the side of the tree, causing some wood to splinter, but nothing else really is affected by it, and she ends her turn as it comes to the third dire bear here, and it is going to turn around Rondon, and it has advantage on these strikes because you are flanked.
Oh God. I did
And
really just bail on you.
It's going to roll, let's see, with advantage. That's a 14 total only.
Nope, that was it.
All right, so the first strike goes out, and you end up parrying it with your weapons. The second claw attack. With advantage, that's an 18 total.
Doesn't it?
All right, still, yeah, you move out of the way quickly enough, and you use your armored breastplate to kind of deflect the blow. The bite attack with advantage, that's a 20 total.
That will hit.
All right, so with this last one, you move out of the way with the 2 claw strikes, but eventually it catches wise to your movements, and it bites down on you with a 20 total points of damage, which is reduced to 10 because of your hill rune.
All right. I am looking unhealthy.
Yeah, stop.
Have you tried cutting out sugar?
Yeah.
All right, and that is its turn. Now it comes to number 4's turn, and it is the one that's up here, the one that Dane ran away from, and it is going to use its movement to get right here, and the rest of its movement to move right up here next to Dane. And it is going to use its attacks against you. And I believe you're still dream shifted, correct?
I am.
So these are with disadvantage or something like that?
Sorry, let me get back to it. That's a wild shape. Yep, disadvantage on attack rolls against me, and I have resistance to non-magical bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage.
That's pretty sick. All right, so with the first attack, with a disadvantage, it's wow. I don't know why this always happens, Tyler, but I always roll really well against you. It rolled a 24 on the lowest.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
So with its first, actually, let me just continue to roll here just to make sure. With its second, with the lower of the two, that's only a 10, which I don't think
Did
hits.
I hit?
Yeah, it's
No.
a hit. Right. All right, and then with its last, with the bite, with disadvantage, 25.
Yes.
All right, so the first claw attack hit you, and that is going to be a total 16 points of damage, reduced by half, which is only 8.
Heat. Okay.
And with its bite, thankfully it rolled really low, which is only an 11, so you take 5.
13 total. Got it.
All right, and it's very strange because as this bear is just standing over you, swiping out at you, it's almost as if, as it rakes its claws against your form, there is a strange kind of etherealness as it almost seems to pass through you. You can feel some of the impact of the damage. However, it doesn't feel full force as it bites into you. You can actually see its snout go through your form, take a bite out of your essence, and kind of recoil from that strike. Not doing as much damage as it normally would, seemingly, in between realms at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
That is its turn.
Basically, I'm a ghost.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of. Yeah, you're plane shifting between two realms, which gives you that kind of ethereal-like quality. As Rondon, it's now your turn.
All right. So I am. Yeah. I'm gonna use first off my bonus action, second wind.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
D10 plus 9.
So you take a moment to kind of steel yourself, just bring your morale up as you know this is a very difficult fight and you have a bunch of enemies around you. Just let me know how much you heal then.
Heal for 15.
15, that's pretty good.
Yeah, happy about that.
You're back in the green there.
Yes, oof. I needed that. And then I am gonna start swinging on number 3 again.
Perfect.
Yeah. So. A 23 to hit.
Definitely hits.
Let's see. I'm gonna release all 3 charges.
Okay, perfect. Yep.
So that's 6d4.
That's correct. Yep. So it's the 1d12 plus 6d4, and then your modifier.
All right. So the modifier is 4. So 33 damage.
33 points of damage. All right. Just boom as you strike out against it. The force behind this swing is amplified as the force of the axe drives itself into its back as your first strike.
And then 23 to hit.
23 definitely hits. Yep. So your charges are reset to 0, so you'll have to build them back up again.
Mm-hmm. And 12 more damage.
All right, perfect. So 12 more points of damage there, and you gain a charge.
All right, perfect. And that'll end my turn because I don't want to provoke the opportunity attack.
Okay, then. Next in the combat brings us to Dane. You have your own dire bear to deal with here, but you can hear the sickening strikes of Rondon's axe just bury itself within the dire bear across from you. Kwan saying, anime leaps to the side here next to you, and you guys are like looking at each other as the bear is currently in front of you.
I am gonna do a thing that
Oh God.
is gonna be a little difficult to administrate on Tarask.
Okay.
Oh.
First of all, tell me what your current health is. I forgot to correct it here.
35 out of 48.
35. Okay, perfect.
I am going to kind of like keeping an eye up on the dire bear that's above me. I'm going to crouch down and place a hand on the earth. I'm going to cast plant growth.
Okay.
The way I'm going to do it, that's going to make it just a little bit upsetting, is I'm going to make a bunch of tiny squares just like this, because I can exclude as many areas as I would like from that 100-foot radius.
Gotcha. Let's choose a different color than that for this.
That makes sense.
Let's choose
So
like
basically,
a light green or something. You can change the opacity of it too, just so that it's not as disruptive.
right. They are large enough that they will never be at a point where they miss it, but we can essentially move between those squares as medium creatures. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Go ahead and start your thing here.
Yeah, it's going to take me a minute. We're aware that it affects them, but we can maneuver around it instead of me doing this one by one.
Yeah, that's fine. Is plant growth like a concentration spell or no?
No.
Gotcha. So essentially they're moving at half speed at all times?
They must spend 4 feet of movement for every 1 foot they move, so
Quarter movement.
quarter speed.
Oh shit, okay.
That's a pro play, honestly.
It says you
Yeah.
can cast a spell using one action, choose a point within range. All normal plants within a 100-foot radius centered on that point become thick and overgrown. You can exclude one or more areas of any size within the spell's area from being affected.
Okay, so you're making this just like a Bomberman style, like, oh, every other point is affected.
Kind of, like, you can kind of see... Are we on stream again?
Yeah.
Okay. You can kind of see where they are here. There's... It's not quite a checker. But it's... I don't know what word I want to use for it. Do you guys have like a category for that?
Checker.
Well, it's not checker because checker isn't the same thing.
I get the
But-
point. So yeah, that's
Okay.
fine. That's completely fine.
Okay, so I'm just gonna do 100-foot radius.
By the way, music.
Ah, yes, thank you.
Well,
I should make that less.
at least
opaque.
let's- yeah. That was awesome.
How's that?
Good.
Perfect.
Here's the downside. I can't get to those ones underneath it now.
Here, I'll help you.
That eraser tool works pretty well though. Or are you just backing out of them?
There we go. We've done it.
We did it. All right,
So
I think that's
they're slow, we're not. Right?
yes, essentially. All right, and now that I've spent a lot of time
I mean, I was
administering
gone,
that,
so it's whatever.
right? That's fair. As this guy runs up to me again, I'm just gonna kind of smirk, and I'm gonna do like a dodge roll with my back into the tree trunk and go back out the other one I just came from.
Okay. All right.
You can do this as much as you want.
That's what the thing says, unless Brandon is typed.
That's dope.
It's
Yeah, what does
too
the wording
much.
say?
It is honestly too much. I keep asking Brandon to nerf me.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Once per round.
There you go.
I think that's sick.
Rick's just like, teacher, you're treating me too special.
So that's my action. I'm not going to spend any more movement because these trees are kind of my lifeline here. And then I don't have any bonus actions, so that's it. Because I can't wild shape while I'm dream shifted, right?
That's correct.
And yes, that's it.
All right. So that brings us to
Well, I
This-
can, but I would lose the dream shift.
this dire bear here, and it is going to. Let's see what its passive perception is. Also, there's like this really funny typo here for like keen smell. It's like the dire bear has advantage on Whizglom perception checks.
Whizglom.
Yeah, Whizglom.
What a happy typo.
So it is going to notice that you're there, Dane. And it is going to move 1.
That's 20 feet.
Yep. 2. They have a 40-foot speed. And it's right there. So it's just going to unleash some attacks on you
All right.
with disadvantage and resistance.
Yep.
So the first one is I rolled a 19 twice.
That hits.
The second one, I rolled a 10 on the lowest.
Miss.
And the third attack, a 14 on the lowest.
Also a miss.
Alright, so it swipes out with 1 claw at you, and you take 17 points of damage reduced by half. That's 8.
Got it. Thank
The
you.
rest of the attacks just seem to go in different directions that don't even make sense for where you are, but maybe this dream shift is messing with the bear's eyesight. And that is its turn. So that brings us to good old Eric Mugweed.
All right, what do I feel about the girl here?
Go ahead and make an
think-
insight check.
Okay, this is my action.
Correct.
Okay. Insight. Oh, for God's sake. 3.
It's
Oh,
really hard to
no.
tell. You have no idea.
All right. I heard that loud boom, thunderous boom from
Yes, you did.
Quansing's jump, which
yeah.
I've never heard before, and so I know things are going down over there, and I've got to get back. So I'm gonna drop the concentration on my spell, which leaves her on top of our wagon,
Okay.
and dimension door 50 feet further than I did the first time. So 200 feet from the wagon.
All right. I'll say you can choose any point you want on this map, Mike.
All right.
And right in one of the thick points.
Yeah.
Plants.
Throw myself right about here.
All right.
And okay, Brandon. If the insight check was my action, then I didn't really have an action to do the dimension door.
That's okay. I've spiritually moved on from this moment.
All right, very good. Then that's my turn, and I thank you.
All right.
That's a great answer.
All right. That is your turn then, sir, and it brings us to Kwansang. You were hugging the edge of the map there.
I'm gonna go backwards.
No, you ain't.
So after landing there, after doing
Very cool Spider-Man landing. Like the all of the foliage around you is like swirling around very like dramatically.
yeah, well now I'm gonna smack him with some wind strikes.
All right, the one right in front of you.
Actually,
This one right here.
yep, number 4. So yeah, I'm just gonna hit it with some air lacing, quarterstaff attacks
Do we?
with the 25 to hit.
Definitely hits.
Get out my damage die here. With that one does 13 points of damage.
All right, 13 points of damage to the Bay.
And the second attack is 26 to hit. And it
26.
does
Yep, definitely hits. Go ahead.
and it does 12 points of damage this time.
All right. Boom, boom.
Oh. So just back-to-back quarterstaff attacks, and then having fun with it, I'm gonna throw some hands.
Okay, sure.
But in a non-conventional way, because I hit him twice because I unleash a fury of blows.
All right, sure.
With a 19 to hit,
Yep.
and then I rolled the wrong damage die. So 10 points of damage.
Ooh.
And then a 16 to hit.
Still hits.
Max damage here, so it did 11 points of damage.
Boom. With these 4 strikes, he has effectively been knocked down to about half health here. As you can see, he is not too happy about those strikes, but they looked hella cool. And if the trees could speak, they'd be like, holy shit, did you just see that?
And then, because I know I'm faster than him, I'm going to take off running.
All right.
Hold on. I'm actually going to run this way. Okay. And I'm going to step into that tree and come out of another one.
Okay, yeah. Just copy all of Dane's moves.
I'm just copying everybody's moves tonight.
All right, and so that ends your turn there.
That's the move.
That brings us
That
to...
could be an interesting, like, class. Like a copycat class.
That would be
Like
cool.
a taskmaster.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We'll talk about it later. We'll figure it out.
All right, so it brings us to Perseia's turn, and she is going to shoot out at that dire bear, hopefully hitting this time with her longbow as she rolls a 21 to hit, which definitely hits, and she deals 29 points of damage as that dire bear has 29 hit points. Boom! Effectively killing it. Rondon, you feel a little better now that this dire bear is down, as you were looking a little weary there for a moment.
You were looking very
A little
dire.
berry.
Dire.
I thought you were gonna say berry.
Very dire. I don't know what this accent is. Anyways.
Oh. Hey, when that dire bear was stepping away from Rondon to come attack me, did it trigger an opportunity attack?
It would have. Yeah, it would have. I don't think that was the same turn that he did the runic shield. So yeah, he would have a reaction. So go ahead and do that.
Good. 26 to hit.
Definitely.
And do I have a charge on?
You have one charge right now. Yep.
Okay, so 15 damage.
15 points of damage. Okay, and you gain another charge, so you're at 2 now.
Nice.
All right, and so at the end of that turn, that brings us to diver number 4, and it is going to. You can only move really 20 feet.
10.
Oh, 10 feet?
It's quarter movement.
Oh, shit, that's right. So then it will use its dash then to get right up to you, Rondon.
Okay. Prepare to die.
All right, and that is its turn. And now it's your turn, Rondon.
I'll restate. Prepare to die.
All right. And it's like, it's you who will die, stupid. I am the dire bear of this wood.
24 to hit.
Oh, shit. That definitely hits.
Uh, 21 damage.
21
for the
points
first
of
hit?
damage. All right, yeah. So whack. You cleave into it, and you gain your 3rd charge.
All right, 24 to hit.
Yep, definitely hits.
Uh, 26 more damage.
Holy buckets, 26 more damage. As you bring it very near death with that strike, it is looking really, really rough in front of you.
I'm going to use my offhand. 24 to hit.
Yep, hits.
6 damage. And then
6 more damage.
5 more damage.
Where's that other 5 coming from?
Psychic.
Oh, right. I gotcha.
Mhm. How's it looking?
And it is dead as you have slain it. What was that thing
Sorry.
that Drew said last time? He's deed.
He is deed.
All right, so that ends your action or your attack turn right there. You still have your movement if you'd like.
Yeah, let's move. So, no, I need to select the right tool. I am gonna move right here. I believe that puts Dane in flanking
That's
position,
correct.
right?
Yep.
And that's where I'll end my turn.
All right. So that brings us to Dane. Now it's your turn.
So you put me in a flanking position like I can do anything.
I've put me in a flanking position too.
That's fair, I guess. Can I try to polymorph it?
Most definitely.
I'm gonna cast polymorph.
All right. That forces a wisdom saving throw from this here creature. And it is not very wisdomous. Rolls an 8.
All right, that is a failure.
All right.
Ooh.
Choose
I'm
the
going
form
to-
it takes.
Rat. No, a weasel.
Is a polymorph?
No, a rat.
Polymorph is always an animal?
Correct. Always a beast.
Okay.
True polymorph opens up like objects and stuff, but polymorph has to be a beast.
All right. So it becomes a rat. I wonder if there's like a good icon for that. Just a snail. That's fine.
Same thing.
Same thing.
It's like an animal, so whatever.
Yeah, they're cousins.
Yeah. All right. And with that, combat has effectively ended as all threats are
Neutralized.
neutralized.
I guess. Can I catch the rat before it like scurries off? Or can someone with more catch that rat? Someone who is more dexterous than I am.
We all know Kwansang's the dex guy. I'm just the strong one.
Kwansang's like 100 feet away.
I'm Dexter.
I'll say, well, I mean, this would be a grapple, so. Let's see, who would be next on the initiative? It would be its turn, so actually, yeah, let's keep this combat going as it,
It has 20 feet.
Okay.
But it's quartered.
No, it's
It disappears into the brush.
I'm gonna set the brush on fire.
That would end the polymorph, right?
Yeah,
That's
would.
right. All right, so it currently has run off into the brush. You are no longer able to see it as it is a tiny creature. But you know it's in there somewhere. And that brings us to Eric Mugweed.
Okay, so I saw that, right? I know that our prey just ran in there.
Oh, absolutely. You would have line of sight on it, no problem.
Okay, so I'm gonna run up. Whoops, that's further than I can go, and I was on the measure tool, so never mind.
Okay. There's a whole mess.
There we go. And then I'm going to use my wand of web to put a web.
Naturally.
Over that square. I'll change the color on that here in a second, but so just so that if it tries to go out that direction, it should get snared. That would be a 5-foot deep layer of web.
Oh,
That,
gotcha. Keep in mind that with your vestments, you can use more than one charge in a single action. Just as a heads up. So you can place multiple.
Well, let's do that. All right then. Go away, you. There we go. Okay. How about something more like come on.
Ba-da-dum-bum.
2, 3, 4. So that, like that, would be 2 charges.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it like that because I kind of want it to come back out the other direction.
Gotcha. All right. All right, so that's your action, your movement. Got anything for a bonus?
Nah, I'm good.
Okay, perfect. So then that brings us to Kwansing. It's your turn. You ran away.
Have any idea that this is going on?
Not from where you are right now. No, that bush kind of blocks line of sight. You would have seen maybe like a magical glow off in the distance, but as far as any like actual details, you're a little too far, and you got some things in your way.
I'm gonna go to the end of the bush then. I'm gonna peek out.
All right, so that bush is difficult terrain. Keep in mind. So
Yep, I went 10 feet through it, so it cost me 20 feet of movement, right?
perfect.
It's also filled with spiders. So.
All right, so you peek out and you can see Dane. You can see that the dire bears that were down there are now essentially what look
Dire
like
people.
humanoids. Dire people, yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know that they're chasing a mouse. So I just step out of the bush like very casually, and I straighten up my shirt and I go like, and just kind of act like nothing's happening.
Oh, Kwansing, such a joker.
And that's my turn.
All right. Now it's Perseia's turn, and she's down here, and she's looking to get closer to you guys. So that's what she's gonna do. So she is.
Oh, Kwansing.
Oh,
That's-
Kwansing. She's gonna move here, and then. She's gonna get right up to you, Rana, and she's gonna say, "Hey, what's going on? Are we all done?"
I think so. I mean, Dane turned this dire bear into a rat. Yeah, I think we're pretty much done.
Whew. And she kind of like loosens her bow and just looks around at everyone, kind of expectantly waiting to regroup to get back to the cart. As it comes to Rondon, it's your turn now.
All right, Persea, let's go back to the cart.
All right, and so you begin heading that way.
Yeah, I guess. Such a weird part of combat.
Just in my head, all right, Persea, let's go back to the car. With like Rondon being a tiny person, he held his hand up like a child, like looking to hold a parent's hand,
Yeah.
but like in a romantic sense.
I'm gonna use a giant smite just for this moment.
If it's a giant smite, you will be limited to quarter speed.
Don't worry, Persea, we'll get there eventually.
Are you actually being giant?
No.
Okay. So go ahead and take your move then, if you want to. Otherwise, you can just stay put.
Yeah, I'll stay put.
All right. So then that brings us to Dane. Now it's your turn again.
I'm gonna have my familiar, who's been just flying around this whole time, kind of be ready to snatch that rat up if it comes out of the bush.
Okay.
And I'm going to just kind of start poking with my stick.
Gotcha. You've got web in between you and the bush here, so you'll have to
I'm gonna
maneuver.
go down around it. I'm gonna. If I have to, I will. Let's see. Select. Can I tree stride in and out of the same tree?
What does the wording on the spell say? Or on the...
Although I am dream shifted, so I can move through solid objects at half speed.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Wait.
For a minute total until that's done. But I'll do that, and then I'll start poking.
All right. As you get right there, with your passive perception, you can actually see this tiny little dire rat at the edge of the bush.
I guess, can I command my familiar to come down and grapple it?
If it's the Find Familiar, I think it's very limited into what I can actually do.
Spells. Find familiar. Maybe one of us should make a custom feat to put that in my spell list so I don't have to look it up every time.
It's weird that it's not available.
A familiar can't attack, but it can take other actions as normal.
A grapple is an attack roll.
Is it? Okay. Then can I grapple it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna grapple it.
All right. Give me an athletics check.
All right. And I think because of my strength score, I have advantage on these.
Yep. And what is the strength score of a rat? Probably
2.
Probably, yeah. So
that is an 18 total.
that is a, what is that? 2, so that's -4, I think.
Yeah.
So that is 3.
It can't succeed. It could roll a natural 20 and it would come out to below this roll.
Yeah. So essentially, you grapple it. It is in your arms, Dane. You're unsure how this will play out in the future, but you have it in your hands.
So what I could do if we wanted to be done with this is I can just have the owl fly it up. If we wanted to be, otherwise we can have this and maybe ask it questions later.
Let's keep it and let the little girl decide. No. You want to kill this rat?
Well, yeah, but what does that have to do with these bears?
Yeah.
So I've got the rat.
Okay, you got it.
I've got it for an hour until the polymorph wears off.
Okay.
You got,
At this point,
you got scabbers.
now that you have full control of the rat, combat has effectively ended, I'll say.
Okay.
So at
Sounds
this point,
good.
With this underway, the situation becomes a little less dire as I get it. As we come back to here we go.
If we don't call the episode "Into the Thick of It," it should be "In Dire Straits."
Oh, okay.
Okay. I didn't mean to say it that way, but
Okay.
Okay. All right. So, you have control of this rat
Words.
here, and it's squirming and trying to get away, but you're much too strong, and you hold on to its tail and whatnot, and as it squirms and wiggles, and you have about an hour or so before it becomes a problem. What are you guys doing at the moment then?
Heading back to carriage.
I'm walking across the webs unrestrained because I can do that. And then once I get to the other side, then I cancel the concentration and let the webs go.
Oh, sure, yeah.
I gave Eric an impressed look.
I just turned to him like, that was very cool. Very unnecessary. Very cool. Am I
Sorry,
right on that?
I thought there was only one bear. I'm sorry I left you to deal with them there, Rondon.
Don't even sweat it. I barely bled.
forget about it.
Forget about it, Eric.
Eric, how could you not see that bear was numbered with a number 2?
That wasn't his rank amongst the Dire Bear Society. There was more.
I left the girl back at the wagon with Caligast, and I asked her to stay there, but there's no guarantee she's still there.
Let's go see if she wants to eat this rat.
Well, if we do any damage to this rat at all, it's gonna become a bear again.
That rat was just dire bear.
Oh, God.
And
Yikes.
if she bit into it, would it become a dire bear in her mouth?
Essentially, it would be pushed from her space. Yeah.
Okay.
If she swallowed it whole, then when her stomach acids ate into it,
Yep.
Yikes.
then it would explode in her stomach.
Indeed.
Somebody look and see if it's possible to swallow a rat whole. I'm just kidding.
She's also like not entirely human.
Yeah, she might swallow the rat whole. You're right.
Yeah,
Dane, polymorph me into a fly. I'm gonna fly into someone's stomach.
I can only do it once.
Okay, well, next time.
Also, as
All
soon as
right.
that happened, you would lose like any recollection of what you were doing,
That's true.
Nailed it.
because you'd be like, "All right, we're gonna." Is that poop over there? And then you just like fly towards it.
Oh shit, that looks tasty.
Yeah.
Wah, wah, wah.
Oh.
Okay, that was Drew's contribution to that.
Yeah.
All right, what are you guys doing?
And we're
then?
back to the carriage.
All right,
Yep.
Back to the carriage.
you
I
head
assume
on.
we were talking while we walked.
Sure. In no time at all, you get back to the carriage where Alcaeus is kind of looking over his seat and into the woods, and he sees you approaching, and he kind of relaxes a little as he just kind of settles in his seat. You can see Caligast on the outside of the carriage, waiting for you all. And as you guys begin to approach, you can see Caligast kind of like with a slightly worried look on his face, and he says, "It was about time you all showed up here. You left that girl here, and well, just look inside."
Oh no. I look inside.
Yeah.
Okay. You take a look inside, and what you see is within the fully furnished interior, a little girl with red hair, bound by her hands and legs, with a donkey standing over her.
Oh.
Pickles, what are you doing?
Eric seemed like he wanted to keep this girl here, and she tried to leave, and so this was the only reasonable outcome.
Pickle, appreciate the effort. I wanted her to stay, but not by any means necessary. I wanted her to want to stay.
So I want. Go ahead. Finish your thing.
And I'm going to be moving towards her and starting to untie her.
So I walk over to Pickles and I put my hand on his back, assuming he's standing on his hind legs.
Yep.
And I walk him over. I'm like, listen, buddy. Flawlessly executed. Not at all what we wanted to do.
Yeah, but look at that knot. And he tries to do the perfect sign, but it's just a hoof, and so he realizes
Yeah.
that he can't actually do that, and he loses his thought.
How do
Okay.
you tie these knots without opposable thumb?
I look back at the knot and I'm like, you're right, it's perfect. Pickles, there's a time and a place for this. And
And this was one of those times.
good point. We'll talk about it later. And I just walk away.
That is so funny.
I love it.
That is great. As I'm untying her, I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. You are of course free to leave if that's what you'd like to do. I hope you'll stay. And I'm just untying her. What is her demeanor?
Make an insight check for me.
Scared to death, she got freaking
Right.
hogtied by a mule.
By a mule. 12.
12.
Talking mule.
Very obviously she's scared, but there's almost like a certain obsession with the fact that this happened to her, not from anyone else, but the donkey.
I'll try and guide her into a chair or I don't know what kind of cushioned, comfortable seating we have. Guide her in there. Say, are you all right?
Yes, I'm fine. Who are you people? And why did you help me? And why does that donkey talk? And why is he standing on his back legs?
Listen,
And why is there a
listen.
meatball outside?
You're asking way too many questions right now.
Meatball outside.
The meatball is completely understandable. Don't question that one. Who we are? Well, first off, I'm Rondon Timbers. Nice to meet you. But more formally, I guess we're the Order of Starlight. That's it's still weird to say. Kind of getting used to that kind of title. But what was your second question?
She doesn't appear to even be looking at you anymore, and she's just staring at Pickles.
Oh, sorry, that's Pickles. He's a hoot and a half. This is also very new too. He used to actually just be kind of like a regular donkey, but now he's a special donkey. He's smart now.
I pick up a rag and I start to kind of clean my hands from combat, and I say, Rondon's right. He is a special donkey. And what's your name?
Make a persuasion check.
Hop.
I'm pooped.
Persuasion.
I'm peep.
No.
Oh boy.
24 to persuasion.
Yeah.
Four. I'm Burga. What's your name?
Burga. It's a beautiful name. My name is Kwanzaa.
It's a terrible name if you ask me, but
And I put out my hand far enough where she could never reach it, and then I just and I blow some air straight over to her.
Okay, her hair kind
Kind
of
of brush her hair out of her face.
It blows back, and what you hadn't noticed before is like her hair's always been covering one side of her face, but as the wind kind of blows back, you can see that there is a very obvious wound to her eye that has it doesn't seem recent at all. It seems to have maybe happened a long time ago, but her actual left eye is missing.
Oh wow.
This is definitely not expected. I tried to hide it the best that I can, that I didn't see it, because I'm sure for a girl that age it's very embarrassing.
And so she feels the breeze and kind of closes the one eye and just kind of like swats her hands in front of her, and there's a slight smile that curls across her face as that was a little unexpected. She seems to be lowering her guard a little bit, it seems.
Like as I see her kind of lowering her guard, I'm gonna mindly with Pickles, like do the gentleman bit.
Make a persuasion check.
12.
Okay. He says, "What? I thought I got rid of you. Stop telling me to do all these things. I'm not that same person I was before. I won't listen to you. I'm not going back to jail again."
come on, Pickles, you went to jail?
That's all you hear.
You said, oh, that's in the mind link, so you
I
don't-
didn't establish the return connection.
Oh, okay. Let's just say that for the sake of this, that's what you hear.
Okay.
Yeah. Out loud or in the mind link?
In the mind link.
Okay.
Yeah, Pickles is beyond you. Okay, he doesn't need you to give him permission to. He just returns everything.
He has his own mind link now.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh my god.
Burger, why were they attacking you?
Did you just call him Burger?
Burger. Is that her name, Burger?
Burga, yep.
I've just got
Burger.
an accent rundown.
What?
Anyways,
Wait, yeah.
I would like you to make a persuasion check, Thane,
Okay.
for this.
It's 16.
Okay.
100.
1600.
She says,
I rolled a 1593 on the die.
She says, I don't know. We were supposed to be going out to hunt, but they didn't turn back to themselves. Something's wrong. Something has been happening in a mall that people aren't turning back.
Oh no.
These were your friends that they turned on you?
Well, I wouldn't say my friends, but they were my first hunting party.
I'm glad that they weren't your friends because the rest of the news is really awkward if that was the case. Kind of take care. I think.
Nope, don't do it. Bro, don't. Burger, might be best if we could meet with your people. And I kind of kneel down to her level and I pull out my bag of sand. And I get some out and I kind of put it into my hand back and forth for a second. And I'm like, Burger, there was once a lycanthrope, kind of like your friends. And her name was Pip. Do you know her?
It sounds familiar, but I don't think I ever met her.
Well, here, Burger. This is some sand that Pip would have held as well, and I ask her to hold out her hand, and I pour some sand into her hand. If she allows me to.
What is sand?
Well, it's from the beaches of Fei Mongdu. And it's from my home. It's kind of like really crushed up rocks.
Oh, okay. And she takes it, and she's like, what do I do with it? And she's like, looks like she has it like stuck everywhere, and she just begins to like move her fingers.
Well, that the floor is good. Yeah, I should have thought this through. So
She like
back
shakes
to
her
your
hands and like tries to get it all off.
back to your
it's
people.
Like
gets
glitter, you're
everywhere.
never going to get rid of it all.
Yeah.
No way.
Of course, and it gets everywhere.
We should go back to them to explain what happened. We'll help make sure you get there safe.
She turns to look like outside of the cart, and you can see her kind of pondering for a second, and then she kind of takes a seat on the floor, just an unspoken way of accepting your offer.
How long has it been with the rat?
How long has it been? I mean, You're looking at maybe like 10 minutes or so
Okay.
right now.
So they're not changing back. They're not acting like themselves. Is this happening to many folks in the mall, or is it only some?
Only to some. From all of the tribes. Right now, we don't really know what to do.
I'm still holding this rat, I guess. This is one of your hunting party, but he's... or she... they're not so dangerous at the moment, but they won't be this way for long. Do you know, is there a way to get through to them? Or are they lost once they've...
I don't know. The leaders never tell me anything.
That makes sense. How far are we from your people?
Well, not very long. Maybe like an hour run.
That's too long. What do I do with this rat? As I turn to address the rest of the group.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, we can, kind of like take care of it,
If we do any damage to this rat, we're gonna have a bear in here.
Well, weren't you already planning on having your familiar fly it up and just... Blue?
If it does enough damage that way, it could still kill it. But if we don't deal enough damage in one go,
We can just be ready to attack it as soon as it hits the ground.
that too.
Oh, are there any houses around here? We could leave it in a bag and then knock on their door and run.
Is that Pickles?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why I thought it was Burga. I was like,
It's like,
I thought it was
you'd be the-
Presea. I was like, Presea? Come on.
I was like, Burga, you got some psychopathic tendencies. Like,
But also, like, you'd know where the houses
No,
are. It's
Pickles
like,
has the psychopathic tendency.
Also-
yeah.
Pickles, where'd you learn that?
What do you mean?
How
How do you learn anything?
You've never heard of pickle dong ditching?
excuse me?
It's a classic Nuvean move.
Yeah. We
I
leave
don't-
rats on people's doorsteps, and then Pickles pushes the doorbell, and I run. And he stands there.
There's just a mule standing there.
Yeah, he just stands.
You should see the looks on their faces.
It truly makes an ass out of all of them.
I'm going to sidebar for just a second. I can't remember where I read this, but a guy was talking about how he was walking home and he saw this cat like just meowing at this door like it wanted to go inside. So the guy walked up to the house and rang the doorbell.
Yeah, I've seen that.
You'll never believe what the cat just did. We could take it outside and drop it and then if it's still violent, we can.
I'll give it 2
punch
whacks.
instead.
Hey, question, Brandon. Let's say no, that wouldn't work. Huh, never mind. I was gonna say, what if I hit the rat with stunning strike? Would it be stunned when it turned back into a bear? But then I was like, let's just drop it.
Let me see.
Because that's you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
does it use the constitution of the rat at that
What's
point? or is
the wording of Stunning Strike?
Let me look here. It can interfere with the flow of ki in an opponent's body. You hit another creature with a melee weapon attack, you can spend 1 key point to attempting a stunning strike. The target must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or be stunned until the end of your next turn.
Gotcha. So it's when you hit. So the stun would happen in its current form.
Okay.
The save would happen, then the damage would be dealt, so it would keep the stunned condition.
Oh, interesting. Good to know. For the future, because, I mean, obviously I still think the best bet for us is to drop this, but have our actions ready to just blow it up. Well, but we have to do non-lethal damage, right? Or do we have to? Should we just kill it? We're like, hey, here's one of your guys. We're going to kill it.
I guess it depends on. We can't know what it's going to be like when it turns back until it turns back. And if it turns back and it's violent still, then it's going to be a whole ordeal. It's going to be traumatic for Berga. We're going to put Alcaeus and Caligast at risk. Not to mention the horses.
We could just have your familiar fly as far away as possible and then let it turn back into a dire bear and deal with it later when we know more what Amal wants to do. I'd hate to kill it if it's one of their people.
You're right. How far are we from the river?
From the river, it's been about 2 hours.
It was 2 hours travel.
So
with, like,
5 miles
difficult
away.
terrain.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I'll command the owl to just fly the rat south.
Okay. Any other specific instructions or just south?
Just south.
All right. So to fly until it can fly no more.
Yeah, fly until it turns back into a bear, because the familiar will last longer than the polymorph will.
You mean the owl?
What's that?
You said the bear will last longer than the polymorph will.
The familiar.
The familiar.
The familiar will last longer.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Gotcha. All right, and so it carries the rat, and it disappears from sight.
I wonder how long it'll be before that comes back to haunt us.
Pickle says, you could also just put it in a bag and tied it up and left it on the road.
You're right, we could have Pickles. It's not a great idea. It's an interesting idea, but it's not a great one.
Pickles, where are you getting all these bags from?
Huh? And you can see that he has like 5 of them strapped to his back.
Oh, he's a pack mule.
Everything's making sense.
It's in the name.
Quensing,
Pack is his middle name.
Quensing, this guy's making fun of me. Should we kill him?
You can try.
Later, Pickles. It's all a part of our grand scheme to take over the world.
Pickles and the brain.
Yeah.
He
Pickles and Quansay.
he moves away from Quensing and has his back turns like towards all of you, and you can just hear.
But we're gonna end up having to kill Pickles.
What have I done?
He's gonna cause so many problems. Pickles, we're going to have to work, and this is going to be. It's going to sound very, very rude. Later, we will have to work on you pretending to be a real mule.
Ooh. All right. But only because it's you. And he winks.
And I wink back.
All right. And so, with that, what is the next step?
Emal.
Take this little girl home.
Yeah.
And then chastise her parents. Jeez.
Unless those were her parents.
Oh no, she didn't say that.
All right, so eventually, over the course of about 2 hours or so, you enter the next hex, which I assume is towards Imal. Is that what I'm understanding?
Yes.
Yep.
Would this count as a short rest there, Brando?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. Eventually, what happens is as you guys are progressing down this very arduous terrain, it is. The foliage is very thick. You can begin to see what look like different humanoids off in the distance. And very soon enough, you begin to see that these wolves and bears begin to run along the side of the cart. And eventually, this group of about 10 to 12 wolves actually stop in front of the cart, begin to growl at the horses, and the horses stop.
I'll step out
Okay.
and I go, we have a little one by the name of Burger inside our cart here. She was having some trouble back at camp. Or not camp, back in the woods. We only wanted to bring her home.
You can see one of the wolves from the front suddenly begin to straighten their back, and you can see this transformation takes place as they begin to walk upright, and you can see this shifter woman appear before you, eyeing you very warily, very cautiously. And she
Burger,
says,
you come out? And I motion for Burger to come out
"Gotcha."
as she's starting to talk.
And you can see that as Burga kind of steps out, there is just like a hint of recognition from her eyes, and she runs up to the shifter woman, and there is a brief embrace as she holds her. However, the shifter woman before you, with this like white hair, still wearing like pelts and leathers on her, doesn't break eye contact from you, even as the child approaches.
My name is Quan Singh. I'm a part of the Order of the Starlight. My friends and I were traveling through the area, and we came to bring news of one of your own. For those of you who don't know. A friend of ours, Pip, was it Vash? Was that her last name?
Vash.
I thought so. Vash. Pip Vash has lost her life.
Make a persuasion check, Quansing.
Betcha. Although I realize that they probably don't know her as that natural 20.
Okay.
Yeah, boy.
Natural freaking 20, so 26.
You can see her open her mouth and make all series of sounds, just like howls and clicks, and you can see that the rest of the wolves that were in front of the cart suddenly scurry away, Although there are some of the other bears and wolves that were around the cart that stick by, but not as much of a prominent kind of force is here now. And you can see that all of them begin to shift as well. This woman steps forward with this kind of gray hair, with the child still clinging to her leg. And she says, "How did she die?"
Like a hero.
It's a good way to put it, Rondon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was. We were trying to take down this tyrant, and she lost her life at the hands of this menace.
Tell me
Faustus.
the name of this. And as soon as you say that name, you can see her form almost like a hybrid form, like halfway between wolf and human, as the ears spring forth and you can see them go down, and her there's this like snarled like hatred in her eyes, and the rest of them too just kind of recoil at the name. And just the moment passes as she returns slightly to normal and in her humanoid form.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah. Trust me. We've. If I could do that too, I would. Because Faustus, we took him down. I mean, we didn't kill him, but we took him down, and he's locked up for good. It was hard work, and we couldn't have gotten where we were without Pip.
Tell me where he resides so that I may pay him back with his own blood.
It's a good question. I can't quite remember where he locked him up at.
Well, he got taken away by that one guy, right?
He resides in the dungeons beneath Ironwater.
She looks to the floor with her eyes closed in frustration, and she looks back up. Thank you for delivering this news. For some time now we had wondered where she had went.
Yeah. She was exploring with us. We've had so many great stories. Like, one instance, she tried to, go rinse off in the river, and a guy attacked by a giant frog. It was goofy, but it was Pip.
The first time that we met, the guards in Berkshire came calling at my home. Faustus was after me as well, and for a long time. And Pip, to save a stranger, set another house on fire to distract the guards.
That was a wild moment.
I did have to save somebody from that, but it's not important.
I mean, he did an excellent job. I mean, no one died in that instance. It was just a small house fire, no big deal.
And this will sound incredibly rude, but may I ask how you knew Pip? I assume one of your own, at least in your pack.
That is none of your concern. I thank you for returning this child to us. But I must ask, what has happened to the hunting party we set out?
Well, I thought we'd get to that. When we met Burga, she was being attacked by your hunting party.
She looks at some of the other shifters around her.
And admittedly, we killed 3 of the 4. Not because we wanted to, but to protect ourselves. Because they were trying to kill us for saving Burga.
We saw a child chased up a tree. We came to help and they turned on us. We spared the one that we could, but we set him down far away. It may take him some time to return, but we did not want any more needless blood if we could separate him peacefully.
You can see that she turns down to look towards Burga and she says, "Do they speak the truth, child?" She looks over to all of you and then looks back up to her and she shakes her head. She nods.
I would have been way mad if she would have shaken her head no. I'd been like, Burga, you little trifling.
That's true.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Burga.
Well, the deed is done, and we hold no ill will against you. You did what you had to in the moment, and at the very least we have one returned to us.
I know in just this short conversation that it seems you and your people are very private. But Burga mentioned that for some reason, Larkin, well, not Larkin, right? What are they? Shifters. Shifters are not...
You know them to be both, from what Pip had talked to you guys about.
Larkin and
shifters, yep.
And shifters, okay. What Burga said is that they're not turning back to normal. We were able to help you. I'm sure that it's what we do.
I see. We must do something about that loose tongue, child. As she looks down at her, and she shyly recoils. It is none of your concern what happens to our people. I appreciate the sentiment, but we are, as you say, private, and we will handle this within ourselves.
Okay. Well, we are headed north of here. Hold on, let me get my map out. Sorry. We are headed north of here, to Fort Varus. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of it.
She gives you no indication, yes or no.
Okay. We would like to pass through and continue to head north. Would you help see us to the other side? We don't want to interfere or interrupt your people.
From your actions, at the very least, we will stay out of your way, but we can spare no resources in escorting you, if that's what you're implying.
No. No resources in this. I can't say the word right now. Escorting us. Just the path most traveled so that we can be on our way.
That can be done. You can hear her do these very low kind of yips and growls to one of the other wolf people around, and you can see them scurry off further into what you would assume to be Imal.
And I kind of walk towards her and I say, may I, I ask for permission to approach her. May I approach you? I have something I would like to give you.
Make a persuasion check, Cleansing.
15.
You ask this and you kind of start to slowly kind of make the body motion to step closer, but instead she meets you.
Okay. And as she does, I pull out from my pack Pip's crown. And I begin to run my fingers across it, staring at it, and I say, she wore this every moment I was with her. She was one of my dearest friends. And I know you say that nothing with your people concerns me, but she was your people, and everything she did concerned me.
Especially the arson. That was very concerning.
And hopefully you are able to get it handled. I'm still rubbing it and looking up at her, but also looking down. But if you don't, and you need more help, we'll be just north of here, and we'll be willing to help. And I'll hand her Pip's crown. Ringlet.
Okay. She takes it and her very intense, strong, nearly protective expression doesn't falter, but you can see that some tears begin to well up in her eyes. She doesn't break eye contact from you until at some point she does look down and you can see the tears kind of falling off of her eyelids. At this point, you can see that approaching from what would be the direction of the village, you can see this very large, orange bear beginning to approach the cart. And you don't recognize it at first, but then as it shifts into its hybrid form, you can recognize this werebear from quite a few. I guess it'd be a month or so ago.
Huh.
Wearing these pelts and leather, as well as carrying on its back this great axe. And you recognize this as Lysander, one of the leaders of the packs of Imal, known as the Pack of Black and Silver.
That's right. I'm remembering it just now as you're explaining it as a character. Lysander. Did we ever? I'm trying to remember. Did we really have a formal conversation? We met him down in cause quest, right?
That's right. Yep.
But it wasn't really formal. It was more of a, like, he was like, "Hey, Pip, we're gonna disown you." Right? Is that how I remember it?
It was more of a call to arms, as you recall.
Yeah.
help
Okay.
Immol with the either attacking Berkshire or defending against an attack. But with what you guys did, it basically circumvented everything that was going to happen with Immol. And so eventually, Lysander approaches the cart and says, "Well, well, well, it seems we meet again. Under better circumstances this time, I hope. With what you had done in Berkshire with Faustus, you kept the village safe. Where is Pip? I wish to congratulate her on her exploits." The other woman, still clutching the circlet, breaks eye contact and turns her back toward all of you.
Lysander, we buried Pip shortly after our battle with Faustus. He saw to it that she died.
You can see that there is this red glow within his eyes that suddenly just appears from nowhere. And from his hybrid form, he turns completely feral as he begins to tackle some of the trees around, scratching the bark clean off. These people are pretty feral, from what you can see, and this appears to be a display of great frustration, as eventually he calms himself, returns back into his hybrid form, and approaches. You can see all of his muscles, everything tensed up, just baring his grisly teeth at all of you, and just where is Faustus now?
Very far away. He's in a dungeon at the bottom of Ironwater?
I think he's in Solinar, isn't he?
Is he?
I don't remember. The guy who took him he was like a freaking war priest or something like that.
Solinar is the capital, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Ironwater is where Sybil's from.
Yep.
So yeah, it was Solinar, not Ironwater.
Can we retcon that, Brandon?
Sure.
Just for the sake of...
Wait a second, I thought
Yeah.
you just said that.
Yeah. I meant to say,
Yeah.
It sounds like a lie.
Yeah, Ulrich Gladstone is the Archmage of Solinar.
Archmage, that's what...
Which means he's the Archmage of Primaris. Which means
Yeah.
that in the hierarchy, he is the most powerful mage in the continent.
until Balefire gets done with him.
Balefire. I was gonna say Eric Mugwade.
Yeah. For some reason, warlocks and wizards just are like in different categories in my head.
Yeah.
Is Lysander composed again somewhat?
Somewhat. As much as you can be if someone told you that they just murdered your friend.
Sure.
He's no longer throwing a feral tantrum.
How did Berga react to that? Did that seem to scare her or anything?
Very obviously, yes. From what you've seen from Berga, it doesn't seem as though she has either she doesn't have the ability to shift completely, or she won't. You're not exactly sure. You only see her in her hybrid form, which is where she gets like the pointed teeth and like the claws. But she appears more humanoid than lycanthrope or like more animal shifter.
Lysander, a moment. I'm sorry, and I will turn back to Pickles. And I'll say, "Do you mind if I?" And I'll kind of go towards some of his pack stuff. And I will pull out the unstrung longbow that Dane had made for Pip.
He looks very offended. Pickles is like,
Oh, Pickles does. I was
Yeah.
like, why is Lysander offended? What's going on? Sorry. Thank you.
he looks towards Kwansing with like the side eye, like.
Oh my god. I'm like, not now. Don't you do it. He's like, give me that fucking bow backstage now.
Hi, excuse me, Pickles here. That's my. Oh no, just kidding.
He put it in.
Was it on my back?
Game.
Yeah.
He would definitely do it, but
Possession is 80% of the law.
Yeah, if anything, he'll listen to Kwansing most of the time because they've been best bros for life.
Yeah. I love this personality he has, though. It's so mischievous.
And I'll walk back with the bow. And I think she had like a magic string that was on it. It's just not currently
The blackened
strung.
bowstring, that's right.
Yeah. Lysander, last time we met, I had just finished crafting this for Pip. And she unfortunately got a very short time to use it, and if anyone could make use of it again, I would want it to be in the hands of one of her own. Will you take it?
Yes, I will. I'll pass it along to her kin.
Thank you.
I thank you for your efforts and for all that you've done for our community.
If you would like, Lysander, and to the woman over there who I didn't get her name. We buried Pip. It was right outside of your house, right, Dane?
Outside of his house. It's outside of Berkshire.
Outside of Berkshire?
Yeah, it was the
Is it
north.
across the river?
No, it was the northeastern gate.
That's right.
We buried Pip by the northeastern gate of Berkshire, and our friend Balefire is heading that way. She has a flower that she's going to plant there. It'll be impossible to miss. I wanted to make sure that everybody knew this is where Pip Bosch laid.
Thank you. It is very hard to hear that one of your own has fallen, especially one that made such an impact.
Well, Lysander, I hope to someday hear the stories she was so afraid of telling. She was wonderful. A bit crazy, but wonderful.
Aye.
I say that kind of sarcastically, trying to get him to like come down just a little bit.
Mhm.
What did you say?
Yeah.
He's like, crazy. Motherfucker, I'll show you crazy. Slams me up against a tree.
Thank you. At least we know of her fate, and while she was a bit disconnected from the tribes, she was one of our own. Thank you for bringing me this.
If you would do us a favor and let the rest of your tribe know, we'll be on our way. So we kind of look back to the older woman with the white hair,
Mm-hmm.
and back to Lysander, and so we don't bother you any longer.
I, under normal circumstances, would invite you to share our space, but there is trouble as of late that we, as a tribe, must be very cautious of, and it is not a very good time for outsiders to come in.
Well, like I told her, if you aren't able to figure it out, Lysander, please come get us. Pip was your people, and she became our people very quickly. If nothing else, we share that in common. We'll be north of here, past the mountains. Good bit through the forest. We have a fort that we have been given. So, if you need our help, we would love to do that.
Very well.
May I say goodbye to Berga?
She looks up to the woman as if to ask for permission, and the woman kind of holds her hand at her back and like just pushes her forward.
Berga, I enjoyed flying with you. I'd love to do it again sometime when maybe it's a little less of a scary situation. Do you know how to write your name? And I'm getting out my book.
And she looks at you like those words you said don't make any sense to her.
Do you have a mark that means Berga? That you can put on a page?
She furrows her brow. She like squats down to the ground, and you can see her hold her hand out to the ground, and you can see that for the first time her hand begins to shift, and it becomes more wolf-like, and then she presses it on the ground and like scrapes it in a certain way.
Okay. I'm going to abandon that line of thought, I think. Okay. Well, I'm sure we will pass this way again, and I would love it if I could look in on you. And I'm gonna go to give her a hug, and I want to whisper in her ear without anyone noticing, and just say, "Do you feel safe here?"
Okay. Go ahead and just make a stealth or sleight of hand. Your choice.
Same either way.
Sure.
Oh god.
19.
Oh
Hey.
yeah.
And as you say that, she looks at you and smiles. She kind of nods her head, closing her eyes, and
I.
her eye. That's right, closing her eye, and she hugs you once more, very tightly. You're about the same size, so
Right, yeah. If anything, she's probably a little taller than me.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so she runs back to the gray-haired woman.
Well, Starlight, I think we should be on our way. And then I wave to Berga and I say, "We'll see you later, little one." And as I do that, I blow another thing of air just to blow her hair back real quick, and then
Okay, she like softly like giggles to herself and does the wave like in front of
Yeah.
her face. As she doesn't really understand what's happening, but it surprises her.
Yep. And then I pour a little sand there on the ground.
Okay.
And then I get back in the cart and I
All right.
Yes,
let it
I'll-
take us away.
I'll shake Lysander's hand. It was good to see you again.
You feel safe here.
And I'll turn to the woman and I'll kind of offer my hand tentatively if she's interested in taking it.
Make a persuasion check.
That's a 19 on the die, 26.
Okay.
Still no.
She reluctantly, but kind of. It seems as though even though this isn't part of her culture, she understands it, and so she complies.
You have my word. If you send word for us, we will come.
Just very intensely, keeping her eyes locked on you. She lets go of your hand, and then suddenly shifts her focus back to Berga.
And I will too shift my focus to Berga, and I won't like lower to her level, but I'll reach my hand down to shake hers also. Like just like a full man stand, like reaching down to a child.
Gotcha. You don't expect this, but instead of grabbing her hand like like a person normally would, she like tilts her head to the side and puts her like paw on yours.
And I kind of give it one of these, just
Okay.
a little shake.
Yeah.
And as I kind of nod and I get back in the carriage, saying, "How'd you learn to talk to children?
I don't talk. The air does.
I can't do that. So why was that so weird?"
Which part?
Well, I don't know what to do with kids.
Well, Dane, she's like a kid and a dog.
Eventually, you all return to the cart and begin to make your merry way to the north as you continue out of the range of Imal here, having returned Berga safely to her people. Advancing forward, another 2 hours have gone by, and at this point, you have lost any moonlight as it becomes daytime, quote unquote.
Suppose we should probably make camp. It's nice having this fully furnished camp on wheels.
Hey,
Let's nuzzle it up against some good rocks where nothing can get through and get a fire going and rest.
when we wake again, it'll be about time to go see the curator.
Oh, man. I'm so excited for that, and I just realized that means in 2 weeks from now on a Friday, we're going to be doing a shopping session. Let's go!
Happy birthday to me!
If you'd like to, for the sake of brevity, we can do a short time skip to do the curator stuff tonight. That's up to you guys.
I'm way too fucking tired. I am falling asleep. I want to, but I'm falling asleep.
Gotcha.
On stream.
All right.
Yeah.
So then we'll say that with that, you all take a long rest. Your watch uninterrupted. And as the moon begins to rise again, you prepare for the next leg of your journey. Exiting through the Wolfwater River. You know what? We'll just say you cross it. There's a bridge. Leave some room for next time to just kind of go.
To not have to find the bridge. Could you imagine us spending an hour trying to find the bridge?
Yeah.
We would do it.
There you go.
You know what? Sure, there's a bridge.
For tonight, there's a bridge.
Boom. So that takes about 2 hours to get through there. So then next time when we pick up, there will be about 4 hours left until the curator's sale. But that
Let's go.
is a tale for another time. And that's where we'll pick up next time.
Far and away, highlight of the episode for me was, well, she's a kid and a dog.
I'm sorry. I was trying to figure out a way to relate that. Or relay that. Not relate.
Yeah.
Relay that. But I just...
No, you nailed it. I genuinely, that was my favorite part of the night.
She is, so...
All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for stopping by. Those of you who are still here. Which I doubt, because we had a fuck ton of issues.
Yeah,
Those of you who stopped by, and those of you who watch our stuff after the fact, thank you very much. I'm sorry for my internet, but my internet provider sucks. Don't sponsor us, Mediacom. You suck. Our sponsor tonight was...
Bigfoot Canoe Rentals in Monona, Iowa.
They're awesome.
You
should do that.
If you want to kayak and canoe, you have big feet.
There you go.
I don't know if they have a slogan, so
You made one, Pro.
that's my ad bit. Have big feet. Or if you don't have big feet, go get some big feet from Bigfoot.
Just go get
There
some.
we go.
Just go get some.
We shall
As-
be back in 2 weeks' time
Yeah.
to see what
Eh.
happens with the party as they venture forward and northward to the abandoned fort and claim their land to pursue this new lordship that they have been granted and to raise this wonderful land from the ground up as their very own, as they spread the word of the Order of Starlight throughout the land. And in the meantime,
check out the artists that support, or that they don't support us, that we support by buying their artwork. If you look at the corner, you see the rotating portraits. That's by Donnie Durdunkleton. He also did the photo or the drawings for the Prime Deities. Beautiful. We love them. They look beautiful. As well, other artwork is done by Mai Taniguchi. You can find her at Tanimichi. As well as other portrait work by Stephanie Brown at Offbeat Worlds. Go check them out. Give them a follow. At least give them a like. So, thank you all.
And our socials.
Our socials, go check us out at RNG% on everywhere: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, fucking TikTok. You know, I'm so out of it. I'm sorry, everyone.
On our Flow page, flow.page/RNG presents.
Yeah.
Don't forget, we got a new goal. We want to get to 60 followers. So.
Oh yeah, we had a follower, Static Panic.
Oh, that's Nick.
Let's go.
Thank you, Nick, for that like or for that follow.
And also Caleb Con Gable.
Oh, let's go. Love that dude.
So thanks for the 2 new follows, y'all.
Yeah. Big love. No whammies.
Well, and have a pleasant tomorrow.
Good night, y'all.